Hello, Pimpong. Selamat malam. Salam buka puasa. Hello, everybody. Hello, internet. How are you guys doing tonight? I hope everyone has been great. Look at who is with me here tonight.
Hello, I'm
Hello, hello.
Vinca.
Hello, hello. Anyways, tonight we are actually, this is our third Geeks at Sea. Welcome to Geeks at Sea. This is our third installment of this surprisingly still surviving series where we explore stories from different perspectives from different people across Southeast Asia. So far, it's just mostly Malaysians because, hey, these are all my friends here. But yes, the point of this series is that hey, animation, comics, and games has been a growing thing in the last decade or so. But there is a story long before that. Behind all the cosplayers you see, behind all the events that you see, behind all the artists that you see, we have a very long history of finding our way, so to speak, of growing into where we are right now, into the kind of like hobby and industry that we see here today. So the whole point of this project and part of what we'll be doing a lot on this channel is to sort of talk about all this history and all these happenings so that we all get to share a little bit into that history. I'm sorry because my voice seems to be breaking the sound a lot. So I hope it's not breaking everybody's speakers a little bit because I'm seeing my audio volume and it's really like hitting into weird areas right now. So I'm adjusting my volume a little bit as we go along. Right. So if it's too loud, please let me know. Hopefully I get to catch your feedback and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully the audio is not too bad for a lot of you guys. Yeah. So do let me know if the audio is not good because as I'm adjusting here, sometimes I'm just reading my readouts and sometimes I'm missing some stuff. But anyways, all right. So for those of you who've joined, this is your first time joining. I just want to, before we start, I want to share a couple of quick disclaimers. First and foremost is that a lot of the stories that we're having here are all stories from our personal lives, what we see and what we experience as we went through our time in this last 2 decades or so. A lot of these stories are coming from that kind of places. They are not necessarily super uber ultra factual, so please keep that in mind. Like you can treat us as sort of the Wikipedia of these kind of things. So like listen to our stories, pick up what you want, but like take it with a huge grain of salt. All right. Facts and figures are always subject to our own personal memories. So we are only sharing what we can see. So that's number one. All right. That's number two is that please keep in mind, all of us are coming here to share our personal stories. We might be talking about stuff, we might be talking about things that we were involved in, but they are not necessarily reflective of the organization as a whole. Like say, for example, I can say, oh, I kind of like this, or I kind of like that, or I wanted to do this. But that doesn't mean that whatever we did at the end of the day is exactly the same as what we did, what I wanted, I personally wanted, that kind of thing. That can happen, right? Right. So yeah, so keep that in mind. Right. And then for any of you guys also who are interested in asking questions along the way, there is a Google form in the comments below. So please check that out. Fill that up if you have any questions. Feel free to use that. Also, especially because Vinca is with me this time around, I want to just highlight sometimes we will be using Malay and all that kind of things. Whenever possible, I will provide translations. But I hope everyone's in for that a little bit. Just KIV that along the way. Cool. All right, with that in mind, I think we're more or less golden. Let's get things started then. Cool. All right, so like this is our third one. So I'm Vinca. I've been through this a few times. As how we usually start, the big question I always like to start all of us with is, how did you start? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get into the stuff that you're ultra into? Because I want you to do the introduction on your side. Let's go from there, shall we?
All
right.
I think is my voice okay? Is it clear? Is my voice clear?
I think it sounds okay. The volume sounds okay. Is everyone okay with her Vinca's sounds? How does Vinca sound to a lot of you guys? Can you hear her okay?
Because my internet the line is kind of like, it's not stable today for some reason.
Right. I should probably highlight that as well. There is a non-zero chance that we might lose Vinca's video along the way. We were doing a tech test on this earlier. And what happened was that there was this period where Vinca's connection went really bad. And we had to sort of like the only way we could get her audio really nice was that we had to sort of like kill the video and have her only talk in audio. We have a backup for that, so don't worry about it. We're not going to stop streaming just because if that like connection issues showed up. Unless the connection disconnects completely, that's a very different discussion. But yes, we have a backup for that, and just KIV, that might happen.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, Vinca,
So,
please go ahead. Introduce yourself,
Okay.
and how do you get started with what you're so well known for these days?
So, hello, everyone. I'm Vinca. So, some people know that I'm from Team Black. So, it's a cosplay. It's my personal cosplay team. So, basically, we are mostly known as a prop maker and a cosplayer. So, actually, I started a bit of very very long ago. So, the first comic festa. I think Jared was there. I'm not sure if you were there or not.
So I wasn't.
Um,
I my first comic fiesta was 2003. I actually did not go to the
wow.
2002 one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of by the way, every time I've had someone here, everyone I know that I've had on this thing so far, right, has been to the one in 2002, and I did not.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I started on
As far as I
2002
remember.
at the first ever comic festa.
Right.
So that was like 20 plus years ago. Yeah, I know.
Sudah
I belong
tua
in the
lah, all of
museum.
us.
I know.
All of us
Okay.
are like ancient at this point.
Okay. So how I started, because I was 16 that time when I first starting cosplay.
Hmm.
So actually it started with my interest in manga and comic actually. So how I started is like, actually my father actually is a fan of manhwa. He
Really?
collect this manga. It's not manga. It's a manhwa. Like, the old comics books like Virawa. I'm not sure. But I have a photos that you can show.
Yep,
I'm not
yep.
sure if you
It's
guys
on screen
are
right now.
familiar with this.
It's on screen
It's
right now.
very very classic. Yeah.
Yeah. But by the way, it's funny that you should mention that. So it's a bit weird because the separation was always a bit weird for me. Because I'm Chinese literate. I grew up speaking Chinese in primary school, and
Oh.
what happened was that I never knew the term manhua, as in the one that you're using, was actually something that's commonly used outside, like by anybody else. To me, these were all comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
like
that was how I grew up
comics.
with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my dad was a collector of these comics, so I started like reading these comics, and then I get into this drawing and the drawing style, and then like from there I developed an interest in anime, manga, and then during 2002, I was 16, so I was in high school, and then I met this a transfer students. Do we call it's like because she's from overseas, so she transferred to Malaysia to study,
Mm-hmm.
and then like she brought this she showed me some of the pictures of the cosplayer from overseas from the
Okay.
event that she attended. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is basically the character that I kind of love.
Hmm.
She was showing that time is Cloud Strife from PS1.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
it
this
was a
was back
hit
in
back then.
this was back in what, 2000? Is it like 2000 yet, or is this like still in the late 90s kind of thing?
90 something, 90 something, 1999 or something.
Mhm.
So she was showing me pictures of the photos, and then I developed my interest in this character, and then like she introduced me to Final Fantasy at first.
Mm.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7. So that's how I
Sweet.
got my nickname Vinca, because I really love Vincent Valentine. So it kind of inspired my nickname. Get along. So basically, so she started from there. And then like suddenly on 2002, CF was announcing that, oh, we're having this event called a cosplay. It's not a cosplay, actually it's a comic festa.
Mhm.
And then like they along the way they have this contents of cosplayers, and then like my friends, she actually introduced me to a few cosplayers, a
Mhm.
few of her friends. So and then she what she encouraged me to cosplay the character that I really love. So actually I have a photo during that
Yes.
time.
It-
It's a dark
uh,
history.
yes, but okay,
Dark
but
history.
here's the thing. Now, this is one thing that I did not know this, by the way. So I want to talk about the
Ow.
photo a little bit since you brought it up, and I do want to bring this up because this photo is actually very amazing. Let me share a little bit of a story about this one before you go
I know.
into this story. So,
Okay.
the fact is, like back in 2002,
Mm-hmm.
like smartphones wasn't a common thing. Not everyone had a camera, right? So all the photos we had were
Mm-hmm.
taken with film. So there's not a lot of digital copies of them walking around. Let's be honest about that. And let's be honest here also as well. Comic Fiesta, when we first started, no one thought that it was going to be a huge thing. No one thought it was going to be an annual thing. No one thought about like it being a thing that would last like 20 years and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
so the thing is, there are not many photos that survive during that time. And this photo that we have on screen right now, believe it or not, is one of like I think a small handful of very oftenly used images
Yeah.
of CF 2002. Like it is
Yeah.
really, really oftenly used. I don't even know who took this photo, by the way. I just want to clarify. I don't even know who took this photo these days.
I know,
I,
right?
yeah, I know, right?
This one is also from Facebook, so it's like it has been circulating
Right,
around the Facebook. So I just like okay, so I pinjam sekejap
right,
lah. Sorry,
right.
credit to the artist,
Correct.
to
So
the
whoever is the
photographer.
artist, whoever the photographer is, if you know you shot this shot, right, please let me know because I want to put your credits in the descriptions below. But I want to flag
Please
out one
do.
quick thing. I've seen this photo so many times, and we were doing this when we were talking about what we're going to talk about today, right? Vinca actually told me that she's in this photo, and I'm like, where?
I know you. Trust me, you wouldn't want to know.
I legit went like, where? How? Like which? I've seen this photo for so many times. Like which one is it? And this is the cute one. Like should I? Shall I, Vinca? Shall I?
Yeah, you
Let's
can
do it,
try.
huh?
Yo, zoom. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh
Oh
no.
dear. So yes.
Yeah, that one.
So yes. I don't think any of us was expecting this, to be clear. Like no one knew. Like I didn't know. I've been staring at this photo for so many years. I didn't even know that was her in this photo.
It
I
was
couldn't even
hidden.
recognize her now. Like let's be honest here. I couldn't recognize her. Like if she didn't say it to me, I would still be guessing.
Yeah, because like I was like back there like hidden, but yeah. So if you move, if you see the photos, the other photos. So okay, oh, you want me to talk about this photo? What
Sure.
happens during that year?
Sure, please do.
Okay, so basically like I think the cosplayers that was there, I think about like less than 30s or 50s, I'm not sure, but like we almost knows everybody's lah, because like there's a lot of the senpais. I think not really senpai, because like some of them are experienced cosplayer actually. They come from overseas. Some I think got from Singapore, I think. Because
Right.
I'm not sure, because that time do we have a cosplay guest?
I
Because I'm not quite familiar.
don't think so.
Like nowadays, like we have guest cosplayers from overseas, but back then I think we just come and shot sendiri only.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
like wear costume, and then like for some reason I think basically there was a voting system. I think like
Right,
each of
right.
us got these numbers
Right.
to vote your favorite cosplayer, I think.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah. So in 2003 we had that same system actually. So I'm assuming that based on what you're saying, 2002 was no different. 2003 and 2002 shared the same system then. Yeah,
Basically it's the same system.
because very early in the cosplay scene during that time, right? How cosplay competitions were done is that they would basically be a floor vote because there's so little people, right? So what will happen is that everyone will go around. You have a number, and then you'd vote for your favorite cosplayer because it's kind of like this fan meet kind of thing that all of us were doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, that was
And
like, yeah.
like suddenly I went into the top 5 for some reason. So there was like top 5 awards for this. So you can go to another photo.
Oh.
The 5 one.
The top 5 one, is it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go there. Give me a shot while, yeah. Oh, this one, right?
Yeah. So these are the top 5. I'm not sure if you guys can recognize some of them. Some of us like got married and move like settled down already. So some of them like move out. I think that one is Kit Chan, the Sakura.
Oh, is it? Is the Sakura Kichan?
I think it's Kit Chan.
Oh.
Kit Chan, and then the JoJo guy, I think is Takahan, I think.
Oh, is it?
I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, so this is basically, is it 5? Where's the other one? I'm not sure where the other
1,
one.
2, 3, 4. There's only 4.
I think that
I have
proper, maybe.
I have a link here. No, it's involved.
Oh, okay. Okay, so basically, that's how the competition. That's how the different of the competition. So we didn't have to perform. We just like walk around. We have these numbers and the visitors. So if they love the cosplayer, they have a ballot. Ballot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my
No worries. It happens.
So, yeah. So they writing the voting, right? So they voting for the top 5. So suddenly I just went there. Oh, okay. What happened? Suddenly they announced, oh, okay, come to the stage. Okay. I don't know what happened. It just suddenly, oh, okay, top 5.
Yeah, man. Like I remember. Yeah, back in the days, like there was this kind of thing where people would just constantly be surprised by it.
Yeah, I still in a shock until till now. Yeah, I still can't believe what happened. Okay. Okay, so basically that's about me. I started in 2002. So I started as a fan of Final Fantasy. I started as Final Fantasy, but then during that time the Hunter x Hunter was a big hit. So I was cosplaying Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter.
By the way, for those who don't know, Hunter x Hunter is still running right now.
Yeah.
The artist is well known for his hiatuses, and to be fair, it is because of health reasons. It's not something about like not what or no inspiration, that kind of thing. Like it is actually legitimate. The guy is old.
Yeah. It's still going on. The Hunter
Yes, it is still going
strong. On
Amazing
and off.
artist, by the way. Amazing artist, by the way. Just worth noting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how you actually started back in. So that was like 2002 was your first cosplay, like appearance, like sort of your cosplay debut, so to speak, kind of thing. Is that the case?
You can see that. Yeah.
All right, but so like being like for you, right? Like you started with your family and all of that kind of things. Was there a lot of like resistance from your family doing this? Because back in the day, I remember when I was doing it, I actually cosplayed in 2003 myself. Like I went in for the fun of it. I was cosplaying for the first time when I showed up for CF in 2003 as well. Like I had some resistance on my side. I could tell that my aunties near me who was like, yeah, they were helpful. They were trying, like they did a lot of stuff. They helped me sew the costumes and everything else. But you can tell to a lot of them, we're like, haha, small kid having fun kind of thing, right? I'm really happy for their support. Did not need the attitude. Right? Just to be very clear about that. Really appreciated the support, but did not need the patronizing. Having said that, how was it for you? Did you have similar problems? Did you have like were your parents supportive and all that kind of stuff? Because this is really early in cosplaying. Most people don't even know what cosplaying was, right?
So back then in 2002, like cosplay was not really a big thing. Like it's like kind of a new thing. So not everyone is familiar with it. So as for me, for my parents' side, my mom is a fine art actually. She has the best. She studies arts back then in her days. So basically, she sees this as one of art journey. So she's kind of supportive because like the costume, right? actually she's the one who helped me to sew the costume,
Oh,
the Kurapika one.
so your kurapika
Yeah,
was handmade, done with the help of your
yeah,
mother.
yeah.
That is
Basically, I did the
amazing.
props. Yeah. So, but then from my dad's side, my father was a bit against it because like he seems it because like we are like kind of like what do you call in because we have a culture in our culture it's not really um we have a belief that we shouldn't portray a character they what how do you say
Hmm.
okay let me think okay so
Mm.
basically in our belief like we shouldn't dress up as another culture so because like we shouldn't for some reason like we cannot portray another culture something like that so when I wear the costume so my dad like you shouldn't wear this lah you should wear the tudung lah you why you do use this like, and then like basically if you notice right
Hmm.
I didn't wear a wig that
Oh.
was the yellow one I dye my hair and then like my dad goes nuts.
Oh shit.
That's how I kind of get the backlash from my dad. So because I bleach my hair, I was
Oh
16.
no.
My dad like, and then I going to school. Imagine I'm going to school, but actually, okay, like I just like for one day for the events only. So just 2 days, I bleach my hair, and then like my dad like, bising, and then
Mm,
okay lah,
mm, mm.
I dye back black. So my bleach hair was like survived like 2 days only for the event for the sake of the events.
Wait,
So that's from my side.
but your hair is naturally pretty dark, isn't it? Like to get your hair to that blonde, right? Like that was at
Uh-uh.
least what, a 4-hour bleach session? It's at least 4 hours?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the fun facts. Actually, I stay at my friend's house, the crazy one,
Right.
the one who introduced me. So
Right.
we have a few of my friends actually. There basically there are four of us.
Right.
So the girls are because like I studies in the high school girls,
Yeah.
the girls only. So we stay at my friend's house. So basically she's the one who introduced. Oh, you know what? You can bleach your hair. You don't have wig, no problem. Tak ada hal. So you can just bleach your hair, and I was like, okay. I just like go on with it. Okay, yes, YOLO. Let's go for it. So like we basically like dyed the hair like 4 hours and then we woke up and it's not really perfect, you know. It's like patchy here and there, you know. It's like it's ugly. I don't know how I'm going to the event like that.
I mean, to be like seriously, when we like back in that time, right? Like there is no Taobao, there's no Shopee, there's no Lazada, semua ni tak ada kan? Like all of this wasn't a thing, and like
Yeah, it wasn't a thing.
right. So like to get wigs was like super difficult.
Yeah, and expensive. It's very expensive.
Exactly, kan? So
Then I was
difficult to
like,
get. Yeah, so like some of us did go through that phase where it's like, oh yeah, hey, well, I guess we were just using our own hair then. But wow, to bleach your hair for like just like for 2 days is insane.
Yeah. So okay, so because like I don't know because like it's kind of like you know I have this kind of like face of rebellious face, like you know. Like I want to try because I'm a teenager, so I'm young blood, so I want to try. So and then like my friends like influence, like I'm not sure is it a bad influence? I don't think so. Because it's just crazy. It's just like we want to try.
It's only bad if it's only bad if nothing good comes from it. But considering that you won as many competitions as you have, I don't think anyone can really complain.
I think so.
Has your parents
Yeah,
has your parents changed their mind since then? Like given like everything after 20 years, has your parents changed their mind since then?
Oh no, okay. Basically because like my first debut was kind of like it's a good thing because I went to the top 5 and then like actually it's a long story short because like after the CF and then I think I went to study when I was 17 18. Yeah, I was when I was 18 I further my study so I kind of like on hiatus for 5 or 6 years. So I came back in 2009. 2009. So how it changed, yeah? Okay, so basically It's a long way. Actually long way. Okay, so okay, my parents how because like I along the way I started properly. I set up my teams like the team blood. So actually it was properly set up. Is it set up? Okay, I buat satu team called as Team Blood. Okay, so
Okay.
basically it consists of my siblings lah because it's team blood, so we related by blood. So my sisters and my siblings lah basically. So so along the way we started to join a lot of competitions and we win some, we lose some. So and then like it kind of changed the perspective from my dad especially. My mom is okay. My mom is very supportive. Because she's like I think I inherit this crazy art blood from my mom. So she's kind of the YOLO type. So she okay. She okay, go just go. Okay. As long you didn't do any bad bad things, as long as it didn't give a negative impact. So and then my dad started to see that, oh okay, so actually it's a positive thing to do. As long I didn't go to pergi the other social things,
The
the bad
usual
social
bad
things
stuff
that
lah
it means,
kan.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. As long I didn't do the D things, I mean, I cannot say the big word. As long I didn't, it's okay. So it's okay for that. Yeah.
Okay.
So so my dad was very supportive lah, and then he started because like along the way actually my mom's actually come together with us to the event, and then like along the way and then like suddenly my dad also started to come together with us and give supportive until his last days lah.
I by the way I didn't know your father passed away already, so I'm sorry if that came a little bit out of the blue.
It's
But
okay. It's okay. Yeah,
but
sorry. It's a long way. Yeah.
but it's really beautiful to know that like during the last years especially, he really did approve of everything that you were doing, and it sounded that he was at least somewhat proud of you, at least from what it
Yeah.
sounds like. That's fantastic.
Glad.
All right, so we've got a little bit ahead of ourselves here a little bit. Let's wind back a little bit and go back to the point when you said you went into a hiatus for a couple of years. You came back and you came back after, and when you came back, that was around what, 2005, 2007, was that it? 2009 was it? Sorry.
Yeah.
So you disappeared essentially between 2003 to 2009. That's about a 5 to 6 year gap there. All this while during that time, while you were furthering your studies and all that, were you looking at the events here in Malaysia? Did you attend anything? Did you go for anything? Were you paying attention at all, or did you say no? I'm going to focus on my studies. I'm not going to do anything else in between.
Oh, actually, I still went to the events lah. I didn't go to the events because there's a lot of other events, but along the way, but I only went to CF only. Because like it's like annual things, right? So I just came back, but I didn't cosplay lah after that. So I just like the first year I cosplay as Kurapika. The second year I think I cosplay as Vincent Valentine, but I didn't have the photos now. And then like I just suddenly disappeared. Yeah, I just come and disappeared. Yeah, that's just me. I just like come in, I do something, I make a thing, and then I disappeared. That's me. So during that thing, the hiatus, I was focusing on my study because I feel like I can't give much commitment to the cosplay because like that time there was no Taobao, and then like I think sewing and doing the props requires a lot of time, and I studied arts actually. So the art stuff is like kind of we have to do a lot of paintings, a lot of designs, and a lot of things. Then I cannot really focus on cosplay, but I still going to the event to enjoy the event. So I still go and watch people doing cosplay. Oh, hi, nice! And then I take photos, and then I still see the cosplay competition going on the stage, and I can see the what we can say the evolution of the cosplay competition since the first day until now currently. So yeah, I basically there observing. Yeah.
Just quietly planning for your return.
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, you see. Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So 6 years passed. It's 2009. You've decided to come back. Was there a sparking incident for you? Like, was there a reason you say, hey, this is the time I'm going to come back? Was there a reason for you? Was there a goal for you in your head? Was there something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, okay. So, okay, PSA. This is like kind of cringe, cringe things. So if you don't like the lovey-dovey things, just go. Okay, now is the time to leave. Okay. So okay, how I come back because like actually I get to know my boyfriend back then.
Mm.
Like he's kind of hitting on me. So I just like
Mm.
apa lah this dude, kenapa lah dia suka sangat kat I ni. Okay lah, I give a test lah. I think I'm not sure about other girls, but this kind of thing for me, like, is he the one? If he's the one, he should be he can accept me. If he can accept me and my weird things, so I started to let him know that I'm a cosplayer. So if you can accept me for who I am,
Mm.
so maybe we can like hang together. So actually, I actually invited him on 2009 to the cosplay event, to the Comic Festa. So I'm not sure if you have. I think we have the photos.
Which one is 2009's one? Is it?
And with the partner too.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Okay, I can. Give me a minute. Yeah, let me just bring it up. I see it. Holy, oh my! I don't know why my PC is lagging. Give me a minute. It is so weird for my PC to be lagging over just an image popping up. Yeah, there we go on screen.
Yeah, how it started and how it is now. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like.
I should probably flag out that I know the series. And for anyone who doesn't, you can try and guess what this one is. Obviously, I'm talking about the one on the left, kan? The one on the Kiri one, the 2009 one, the back then one, right? So if you guys, like, for the fun of it, like, if you can remember what series, if you know what series this is, please leave it in the comments. By all means, I'm not going to give the answer. I am not having Vinca give anyone the answer. We're just going to leave this up to you guys to give the answer. All right? But yes, but this is 2009. And this is, like, when was this, by the way?
So this is like Comic Festa 2009.
Alright.
Because I invited him over to see if he can accept me and my weird side of cosplay things. So maybe he's the one. So and then basically he's actually enjoying it, and I was like, kind of shock pula mamat ni. Dia pula suka the he's the one who choose the costume, and like we kind of shopping together to buy the costume. Like, oh okay, so you the one who's very excited. You're more excited than me. So okay lah, we come back lah. We make comeback lah. Okay. So the previous. So the next year on 2010, we actually set up the group lah, the Teamlet cosplay, along together with me and my siblings.
Right. So
I'm
2010.
not sure if we have.
Yep. Just give me a quick minute. Sorry, because there was a small lag on my side. Basically, what you're saying is that, like, okay, so 2009, the little trial date happened, and then from there, it's like, hey, it worked out. Time to make it official.
So yeah, we became official lah that time. So basically, he passed the test lah. So yeah.
I have to flag this out. Like, I don't think a lot of people will be that comfortable calling it a test, but I love the absolute confidence here. It's like, yeah, this is totally a test, man. It's like, you pass, you fail.
Yeah.
Itu tengok you, it's see you one. You know?
It's do or die.
All right, so we do have a image from 2010. Let's share that image from 2010, shall we? So,
another dark history reveal.
So, right. So now this 2010 one, I because I do know you outside, like we've chatted outside of this call and all that. I do know that people here are members of your family, and somewhat your extended family as well. I don't want to really like call everyone out. Do you want to introduce everyone? Would you like to introduce everyone?
I don't know if my team is okay with that.
All right,
I think
fine.
we can.
Let's give that a pass. What I think we'll do is that if anyone wants to know like the rest of the team members of Team Blood, you can go and visit their Facebook page. The link is actually in the description below. So go ahead and give them some love if you want to. Please, by all means. Yeah, but
yeah, please follow our Facebook. We're so lonely there, so please like and follow our Facebook.
but let's turn it around a little bit then. It's open information, but what, as you said, like let's keep the stories tightly knit to yours and yours alone. But I do want to ask then, since you are the one who started this, with who your your eventual husband and all that, I'm curious to ask, like, was it difficult to try and get your your siblings and your relatives involved in this with you?
Oh, actually to get my siblings, I think we started as just like a normal siblings, like we fight, we make up, and then like we are not actually at the beginning we are not really ngam lah, because I'm not really close with my siblings actually. But then like because like as I said, I was furthering my study, my friends like started to like biasalah kan, everybody move on, like they have their own life, and then like I further, and then it seems like I'm the only one who still interested in the cosplay thing. And then my friends, the one he introduced me, she kind of moved away. I think she went back to the United States or something
Oh,
to
she's from
further
the
her
US.
studies.
Oh, okay. Oh, she went to the US to further her
Yeah,
studies. Okay.
she went to further studies, and then like we got disconnected after so long. So I didn't like. I still want to go, so I kind of feel lonely if I go alone. So I started to drag my sisters along, because like if I go alone, my dad wouldn't allow me to go alone to go out. So he asked me to bring at least bring your elder sister lah. She can take care of me. Sometimes and then another thing is because like I'm still studying, right? So I didn't have a pocket money. So he give the money to my sister. So okay, you jaga adik you betul-betul lah. Okay lah. I bring my sisters.
I
So we started from there lah.
I'm constantly I'm sorry, this could sound really weird, but I'm constantly amazed at how young you started this whole thing with. Because I started when I was like 17, but like lucky, we all the guys, right? Like the parents, like Asian parents, guys, go. You go and as long as you come back on time, nobody cares, kind of thing, can. Like no one's really mindful of that kind of thing. But when it comes to girls, right, the parents are usually very protective, and so it's like, oh, must do this, and I was very very worried, kind of thing. So
you can like.
Yeah, I have never experienced anything like what you're telling me about. It's like, oh no, I'm the eldest, by the way. So I'm like, it's never, oh hey, please go and take care of your, like, I'm gonna leave this money with your elder brother. He's gonna take care of you. It's my role is the other way around.
Okay. Okay, so that's how we get closer, I think. Actually, we started with like, the like normal other siblings, like we fight, macam aku tak suka kau, aku suka kau sangat, like that, something like that. Like, and then suddenly we got closer. Hey, I really love this character, and then like, let's do it. How about we do it together? Okay lah. And then like we started to get along well lah. Since then.
Okay, very important question with that then. Who was the one who initiated your first cosplay group together on?
My boyfriend, surprisingly.
Really?
He's the one who give the ideas. How about you started your group lah? We join competition, because like the competition requires a group, right? So he kind of like the competition type. So he's kind competitive, yeah. He's kind of competitive, so he really love to join the competition lah. Because he saw on 2009, right, the competition, and then the 2010 he kind of like, how about we set up a group and then we join the competition, YOLO, and we joined actually the CF 2010. I'm not sure if, I think, yes. We still kept the video actually of the competition. It was really bad. It was very cringe lah. You don't want to see it. Jangan cari.
The internet never forgets though.
Okay.
So alright, cool. So okay, so that means like went on a hiatus, 2009, eventual husband comes in to pick at you. That actually reignites your entire cosplay journey. And in 2010, you started your cosplay group together with him. And that was Team Blood. And the initial one was like you, him, who else was in there with you? Your sisters?
Okay, actually we started as 4 as we beginning, because just me, my boyfriend. My boyfriend is Easy lah. Okay, we introduce lah Easy, and then my elder sister is Rox, and my younger sister is Risa. So actually we have our age gap is about 3 to 5 years actually. So you can see I'm the shortest one in the group. So basically, yeah. Even though I'm the second, but I'm the shortest for some reason.
I feel it's very difficult to tell when it comes to when it comes to cosplaying because everyone wears pumps to some level. So it's
Okay.
very difficult to judge, but I'm leaving it at that. I will trust your word for it. It's not like the camera tells, right?
Mhm. Okay, it's the angle.
Excuse me. All right. So that was that was 2010. You guys did like you said, you guys joined a competition together in 2010. What was it instantly like a success? Do you guys win during that year?
No, of course not.
What happened?
Because
Tell me all about it.
yeah. Okay, so because like we kind of like still, I think that thing, okay, that time the competition, how the competition is going on, actually we are given a team. So that time, every group, I think every year that time is the team, THEM, tema.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
we are given a team, and then
Oh, sorry.
we do our.
Sorry, Vinca, your
Hmm?
connection just blipped off a little bit. It just went really, really bad for a second. Let's try and give it a minute.
Oh,
See whether it stabilizes.
all right.
Okay. It looks a little bit better. Let's try that again. Yeah, it looks better now.
Testing. Okay,
Yeah,
testing. Okay,
let's try that again.
okay.
Mm.
So, okay, I sudah lupa apa yang cakap.
So
Okay,
you said
okay.
2010. You tried to join a competition. All of you guys were given themes at the time. Okay.
Yeah, okay, 2010. Okay, so our group was given a team because like I think there was a few groups, so each of the groups are given a different team to do a skit. So we have to make a skit according to the words. I'm not sure. I think my team got this theme frogs. So we need to do a skit that is related to frogs.
FROGS, frogs, as in kata.
Frogs, yeah. I know, right? So like basically just like okay, it's kind of weird actually, but okay, we try. Of course we failed. Yeah, sadly.
So let me just double check this one with you because it's been a very long time, but basically the theme was given to you on site, like on site itself as you registered. Is that the case?
No, not the site. Once we registered
so it's
earlier back then.
Okay, so you registered before the event, then you're given the theme ahead of time, and then your theme is you're supposed to go in and you're supposed to like do a performance based on the theme that's given to you.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, things have definitely changed, by the way. So I just want to come in a little bit on this one because it's been a very, very long time, and I can't remember whether I don't think I was the one in charge during that year for that. But what happened was that what you were talking around this time was this sort of middle age of cosplay competitions in Kuala Lumpur. And by the way, in case anyone's wondering, I don't know why am I playing around with this. I just am. so we're this middle age of cosplaying in Kuala Lumpur, where the main organizer for cosplay competitions was Comic Fiesta, right? They were the biggest because like not everyone had caught on to the cosplay thing. Nowadays it's like everywhere has a cosplay competition. Every other week has a cosplay competition somewhere, right? So
yeah.
But last time when S.E.A was handling it, a lot of it was still very fan based kind of thing. Like it was very fanny kind of thing. So it was a lot of like, oh hey, let's come in, let's have some fun. The point isn't about necessarily like massive prizes. The point is about doing something wacky, making like just having a lot of fun for everybody. So you get this kind of very and so there was this kind of weird like approach towards cosplay competition. Like single solo cosplay competitions were very improv based. Like you'd go on stage and people would give you like random stuff to like react to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like the ones that you're describing right now was like when groups of people like group cosplays, right, were given random themes to sort of plan a skit around like in advance. It was around this time.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but those were the early days of cosplay competitions. Nowadays, like a lot of people like spend a lot less time on trying to manage these kind of things already.
Yeah.
So that didn't work out in 2010.
Yeah. So it didn't really work out. So basically, but we still going on. Like okay, so in 2010 actually if you can see that we started to learn basic things of doing props. If you can see, Izzy was cosplaying as Zack Fair. So his sword, the Buster Sword, right? So if you can see, actually, it was made by wood. It's a wooden plank actually.
Ah,
So
you
it's
made
like
this, is
very
it?
heavy.
Mm.
Yeah, like we didn't use a forms. Like we didn't really know the existence of Eva form that time. Yeah. So because like we just like we just came out from the cave, you know. Oh, the world. Like macam orang asli. Oh, cosplay. Oh, nice. So wood. Okay. Something like that. Oh, okay lah, we can like okay, we do from wood. Oh, nice. Masterpiece. Something
Nice,
like that.
nice.
So it's like freaking heavy, that thing.
What about yours though? Like the one that you're holding, you're doing Aerith in this picture. Yours
Uh-huh.
looks like it's made of piping, I assume? Like PVC piping, I'm assuming?
Yeah, PVC pipes and yeah, that one as I started to learn about PVC pipes can be used as a
Mm.
crafting, and then like I think is a mix of I didn't really use a paint, but I used a gift wrapping paper
Oh.
because I didn't really like painting since the beginning. I don't really like painting. Means like the spray paint. Yeah, I actually love wrapping things. So actually, you can see my props made of paper wraps, the PVC pipes, and then wrap with papers because I really love the colors is kind of like it's better. It's not the color is even.
Mm.
Yeah, the colors is even compared to the spray paint.
Mm.
As for me, yeah. So we started to learn. Basically, we kind of started like this lah. So this is the beginning of our props making. And his actually you can see the shoulder parts. Is this the shoulder parts, right? So actually it's made of dry clay, air dry clay.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Oh,
everything
okay.
is heavy. Everything was heavy. Yeah.
Okay,
Like that.
I should probably also ask as well, like because previously when you were mentioning about your first cosplays in 2002, 2003, you use your own hair and all that kind of stuff. This is obviously a wig. Unless
Oh yeah.
is this not a wig? Please surprise me and tell me
This is
this
a wig.
is not a wig.
Okay, this is finally a wig. Yeah.
Okay, so like how did you get this back then? Like did you actually Taobao? Was Taobao back already in 2010?
2010, I think because like there's a lot of shops selling it, but actually because
Oh.
this one the color is kind of like what a usual color. I think I can just buy it from a normal shop, a wig shop. Because it's not yellow, it's like kind of brownish. So basically, it's easy to find in most of the shops lah.
Okay, okay. So basically, like this was a point when you like, because we saw the 2009 photo. 2009, it looks still like your natural hair, can. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
in
the orange
2010, you came back. You guys did a full group, and this was the point where you guys went like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna grab wigs for this."
Yeah, because like my hair was really short that time, so I need to use a wig to because every wig is long, so I have to use a wig lah.
Was it your first time using a wig?
Basically, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. That was it. Oh no. This is the second one. The
Oh.
first one is actually Vincent Valentine, but I
Oh.
didn't have the photos because like it was snapped using a film camera, so it didn't survive when I move out.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I did have
Sayang
the
betul.
photos.
Okay,
Maybe
no
someday
worries.
I cari lah.
If you
Okay,
find
yeah.
it, post it up on your Facebook page. People will come and find you there. I'm quite sure of it.
No. Dark history, another dark history.
Okay. But okay, I have to ask that because like I know back then like wigs weren't really that common. Everyone was practically still like learning how to use wigs. Did you like where did because yours actually looks quite nice for what it's worth. You can't see your natural hair anywhere in this picture. Is that did you find like tutorials online? Where did you find tutorials online back then?
Oh, okay. Okay, 2010. There's a Google, of course. So actually, I joined. You know, CF back then we have a forum.
Oh, right, right.
So
CF forums, yes.
um, so CF forum. I'm not sure if some people familiar with it. So I asked around, how do you wear the wig? So basically, there are senpai that teach me. So basically, you have to wear the wig cap, and then like you have to style the wig. I know that one is like GG. It's a lot of GG in the but I try I tried my best because like it's kind of hard to style the wig because okay that time is the quality of the wig is like very limited and the colors
Mm,
are very limited, so it's
mm,
kind of hard to find the correct one.
mm.
So it's like yeah, I try my best, but because we yeah, what can I say, it's just like we still kind of like beginning to learning to style the wig lah. But Easy's wig looks nice though. I don't know how he did it, but kind of okay to me lah, I think.
Not bad for someone who just returned.
Yeah, for someone who's not a cosplayer. Yeah. I think he's kind of like oh yeah, the short also he did it actually. I have a little bit, but then he did the rest lah, the most of it. Yeah, he actually cut the woods out and all this thing lah.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, sorry.
So this
Okay.
was back in, once again, this is back in 2010. That is 14 years ago at this point. Technically, if you really want to count, it's about 13 years plus lah. 13 years and a few months extra. And
Oh yeah, yeah, at all.
okay,
Mm.
Vinca, as a heads up, you are lagging a bit again. Your picture is like jerking a bit. I just want to do a quick check. For those who are watching us right now, please let us know if Vinca's audio becomes too difficult, like if you cannot hear what she's saying. The picture might be a bit jerky, and I will call for pauses if the image becomes too disruptive, or if the audio gets very disruptive. But heads up, I am paying more attention to the audio than the video, and if it happens too frequently, then yeah, we'll go into the backup. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways,
So
all right, cool.
can I ask?
Sure, let's go.
Can I ask? So is the viewers have any questions so far?
Let me take a quick look. I
Yeah,
don't think I saw anything just now, because I saw the form earlier. I looked at the form earlier. I don't see any responses so far. That is fine. Don't worry too much about it. Yeah, I think we're safe so far. Then we can continue.
All right.
All right. All right.
Okay.
So that's 2010. How's 2011 for you then?
2011, I think basically we just I'm not sure. I think we didn't join competition, but we started to learn making a props. I think in 2011 I'm not sure, was it fairy tale? I'm not sure. We did something after that. I think it's either fairy tales, I think. Because there was Animax. I'm not sure. Was it fairy tales or was it God Eaters? Or we didn't do anything 11. I think basically we just went to the event and not cosplay anything.
Oh, so also during that time you're more or less like taking a small break as well around those years as well. Is it?
I think so, yeah.
So it's been a
Basically,
on and off again, kind of like see what inspiration strikes you kind of thing. Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think we just went to the event and then we did not cosplay maybe. I didn't have any memories of 2011.
So much cringe.
I think basically because as for me I started to work in the office because I just finished my study and then like I started to work and maybe I started to got busy again. So basically I didn't do much things on cosplay.
So that's around like 2011, 2012. That's the time that you were mostly just focusing on life in general.
Yeah. We started to another level of in life.
Are you comfortable sharing what you do normally? Like, what do you do for a day job? You were
Oh,
studying art
actually,
back then. What do you do now?
okay. So back then I study graphic design. So
Mm,
I end up as a graphic designer also
cool.
at a newspaper company. So basically, a newspaper company have a different shift than the normal day job. So
Mm,
usually, our shift is like going from 2 to 10, and then sometimes 4 to 12, and then 6 to 2 a.m. So basically, that time I think I was busy because I was taking the 6 p.m. shift, and
mm.
then I went back at 2 a.m. and I balik lemang terus lah. I cannot focus anything lah.
Ah, okay. So that's
Mm.
like that's like, so without you being able to really like play into like setting up the stuff, setting up the plans for the cosplay team and everything else. Basically, Team Blood during this time didn't have much activity either, lah.
Yeah. And then on 2012, we
Mm,
came back because like during that time there was Animax.
mm,
If anyone can remember, so Animax, so actually we kind of like fall in love with their anime series is Fairy Tail.
mm.
Is Fairy Tail anime? Not this one. Oh, is it? Got it first or Fairy Tail first? These are the games that my boyfriend suggests. Easy suggests.
We have
I
one
think
from.
it's the.
I don't think I have one from 2012. Do you have one from 2012? I don't think you gave me one from 2012.
Oh, is it only this one?
But one from. I don't have
Oh,
one from 2012.
okay. I think this one is
Oh, but
2012.
so
Yeah.
so you did give me one from 2013, which is Animax's one. This is the one that you're
Ah,
referring to.
okay. So this is the after. I
Mm.
think it's 2002, 12. I mean, can you go back to the one that with the weapons, the big weapon?
Sure, this one.
Okay, so on 2012,
Mm.
actually my boyfriend Easy. Okay, so Easy is playing with this game known as God Eater 2, and then
Mm.
like he said like, how about we level up our crafting craftsmanship level by doing these huge props? You know, it's
So
kind yeah crazy.
so from 2010, like let's do this really honestly here. From this is 2010. It's like, oh yeah, I've done a busted sword. I've done a giant sword. I've done a scepter, so to speak. I know what. By the way, I know what that they're not called that. I know what they're supposed to be called. I'm just using very generic terms for like the layman out there. Please don't leave corrections in the comments just because of this. But you guys went from doing this to saying, you know what? You know what's a great level 1 upgrade? We start doing this.
Yeah, I started like you know the level like whoa okay, and then like being the supportive girlfriend I am, okay, let's do this. You know, I'm the crazy type. So like, okay, let's do it. You want it? Okay, you got it. So this is how we end up. So actually, I have a
Mm.
team. Another props. They my team's punya props. They are also huge, but I'm not sure if I give you the photos. But you can find it in my Facebook, the
Mm,
teamlet
mm.
photos. So we actually have a group for this. Ah, yeah,
You
yeah.
did. You did. This is how it looks like.
Yeah, this is the one.
Mm.
So these are the props that we did back then. So there are 4 of us and everything is huge. If you familiar with the game, the God Eater. So
Mm.
this is God Eater 2 because like they just launched during that year, and then my boyfriend like kind of being a fan of the
Mhm.
game, and then he started to like, it's a normal thing for the cosplayer. Wait, a little bit okay, let's do it. Okay. So you saw it, you love it, and you do it. So that's
Girang
the
girang, let's
cosplay.
go with it, right? Girang girang, let's go.
Yeah. So this is my teams back then. The props. Oh, okay. The fun facts about the props. It's still not using forms 100%, and it's still huge and it's very heavy. So so my props is it? Just my props is like 9 kilos. That thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, the gun, the cannon. Yeah, The cannon is like 9 kgs because it consists of mounting board. It's like a sandwich together, mounting board, and then like the styrofoam in between, so it's sandwiched together. And some part of it is foams lah. It's EVA foams, but only I think because the mounting board cannot do the curve thing, so I basically have to try the EVA forms. I think this is the first time we try EVA forms.
Where do you get your EVA foam back then anyway? Like back in 2013, where do you find your EVA foams? Because I know EVA foams aren't very common in Malaysia.
Yeah, okay. So in 2012, I think I remember someone did sell to us. Like I forgot. I think I remember some of the cosplayers that there are prop makers. Some of the prop makers started introducing these EVA forms, and then we started to try and error. So we started with the most basic thing lah, the basic parts only, because we can't really do armors much that time. So we just started with the props lah. So and then like it turns out it is very lightweight and it's very easy to use. So we kind of developed from there lah. We learned something new. Yeah. In every costume that we did, we learned something new.
Fantastic. All right. Do you want to talk about do you want to talk about the fairy tale one more then? Because this was back in 2013.
Okay, yeah, so we back to basic lah. Because like 2013 Animax, like they because they aired the show, the final the fairy tale. So actually we fall in love because like we kind of like, we always do props, heavy props. How about we go something basic? We go back to the simple things. Okay, so we back to this fairy tale. So I cosplayed as Juvia and my boyfriend as Grey. So we joined the competition. Actually, these are the contestants for the Animax that year.
Oh, so this is actually a contest itself.
Yes. So we do the costume, and then since we have the costume ready, and then suddenly they announced there's a competition for fairy tale. So okay lah, we join lah. So why not we join? Because like we already have the costume, and then the Animax announced they have this competition for fairy tale specific. Yeah. So
sorry, by the way, for those who are watching just now, there was a split second where Vinca's video got cut off. It's actually a small bug in my setup, where whenever I'm looking at like some of my other setup things, occasionally Vinca's video would like get disrupted in the process. It actually showed up during testing earlier, and I was trying to avoid it. It didn't show up just now, and I'm sorry if anyone got distracted by that. But yeah. Coming back, Vinca, sorry, yes. So what was the competition like? You were mentioning that this was a competition, this is a contest, these are all the contestants. What was the competition like back then?
Okay,
at the time?
So that time the rules basically they I think 3 separate sessions. The first one is the selection. I think got 2. Two sessions. Okay, 2 sessions. They got 2 sessions. The first one is to choose to choose the top, I think top 5 or top 10, because like there are about, I think, more than 10 contestants, so they are filtering to 10. They basically reduced for the first round, and then the second round they are giving a random team again, and then like it was giving on that spot, and then we have to do a skit basically around using that team that was given. So we have to come up, and then they gave between the first session and second session, they gave about 3 hours of break, and then so during that time we have to come up with a new skit, and we have to like spontaneous because we didn't have time to produce an audio, the the minus one earlier, so we have to like randomly do a performance within the 3 hours.
So yeah, like once again, this is very similar to like the mid 2010s period, where a lot of the cosplay competitions were heavily inspired by what CF was doing. So you get a lot of influences from Comic Fiesta, where it's like, oh, you get these kind of like, oh, I want to challenge you to try and portray the character to the best of your ability. So there was a lot of weird randomness involved. It was just like just looking at cosplayers trying to like, oh, what can you come up with, you know, that kind of thing. It was very creatively intense kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of challenging actually, given the given it's on spot and you have to think about it like within a few minutes,
I
and
know,
you have to come
right?
up with something new idea, and then you have to perform. It's kind of, if as for me lah, because I'm not really a performer, so it's kind of challenging for me.
But okay, so but this is back in 2013. Did did you feel that if the format was to continue back then like this, would you have like said, oh yeah, no, this is just not for me. I'm not going to go compete anymore if the format was to stay the way it was? Was it something that ever crossed your mind at all? Or would you like, oh yeah, no, I mean, it's not great, but it's still a lot of silly fun, you know, whatever kind of thing. How was it like for you?
Yeah. So actually, yeah, from that on, I think like I kind of like, before I join the competition, I need to read the rules. If it's if it's the same format like that, I'll just go past it lah.
Oh, so
I just
you would actually say like, no, I'm just not gonna participate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Well, it's a good thing they didn't stick with it anymore, isn't it?
Yeah, thank God they changed the format eventually.
I full disclosure here, I did organize a number of competitions back in the day. I was a huge supporter of that kind of competition format. I'm not joking. I am a huge supporter of it. But I also recognized that it wasn't for everyone. Like last time when we were organizing competitions back then, we were listening to people, and we heard people was watching from off stage. They literally went, you can hear people on off stage going like, oh my god, I don't know how they come up with this, and like, oh my god, this is way too difficult for me, I'm not joining competitions because of that kind of thing. You know,
basically so, it happens. Yeah,
exactly, right? So there was exact same concerns that you had, right? So and I think like for a lot of us who were organizing that side there, we were like measuring between, oh, us trying to make sure that like more people can join, more people can come in and have fun, versus also as well like, oh, how do we want to actually just have fun together kind of thing, right? Became this kind of weird like, oh, where do we draw the line, how do we plan these kind of things? And then gradually the line got shifted further and further to that space, right, where eventually we said, you know what, we're going to give you the stage space, you guys enjoy yourselves, come up, you know, have fun on stage for the period of time, and show us what you got, you know, that kind of thing. Prepare for the best you can and show us what you got, you know, that kind of thing. That's why the modern formats are all like that now, because that line was gradually shifted further and further along the way.
Yeah, it seems that way lah. That's how it turns out these days lah, in this competition.
But yeah, but 2013 they were still running that kind of format back in the day.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start looking at so this is 2013. How was 2014 for you?
Okay, so 2014. So we come back again. So we decided that we want to try as a team, because actually the Animex thing is like actually as a solo competition, but we are giving because okay, actually we are giving advantage to get the helper. So that's how I get the partner lah. Some of us got partner, some of us didn't bring the partner because like, I'm not sure, because they weren't informed earlier. But actually we did ask for permissions, and then the organizer give permission lah to bring +1 to the stage. So that one is actually a solo competition. So but in 2014 we decided that we want to try our chemistry as a team. So we started joining a competition in Sungai Wang. I'm not sure back then. There's a competition at Sungai Wang rooftop. I'm not sure if some of cosplayers ever heard of it. It's kind of like a lot of things going on at the rooftop. Sungai Wang at level 6. Yeah. So basically we joined the competition as a group, and actually the first one didn't really work out, and then we try again because like we feel like we want to try our chemistry, and then like we started to make a new costume. So actually that time we started to play a game. It's a classic game. I'm not sure if you heard of Ragnarok online. So it was a hit back then. so yeah, we started to play as a team actually. So
To
we
be
play
fair,
together
Ragnarok
and then,
Online. To be fair, Ragnarok Online was popular like way back before that as well. But yes.
um, yes, yeah, correct. So like yeah. So we decided to like, as a cosplayer, I feel like it is important to portray the character that you really love and you actually know about the character. So because like we play the game and we kind of knows the stories, the storyline, the character. So it's easier to portray that way as for me. And then like if you are familiar with the game, you will know the storyline. And if you want to join the competition, you will have kind of ideas of what's going on, what to show, what to perform, and then the special effects and what to add on and what to do lah. Basically, you get the ideas what to do lah. So in 2014, we started making a new costume from Ragnarok Online, and we started to join the competition. I think that actually that time CF was introducing this a new competition known as Cosplay Invitational. So okay, so actually during that time actually okay, the first, how is it named Cosplay Invitational? Because like we won the competition, another competition is called a play. I think it was called a play event, play on or
Right. That
something,
was,
play
yes,
event.
correct. I believe so. Yeah. That was
So
in KDU, was it?
yes, in KDU.
Right.
So we started as a team of 3 actually.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
So actually the one is joining is me, Risa, and Izzy lah. And actually this was his idea also. He's the one who give the idea. Hey, how about we join? Since we play this game so much, how about we just cosplay this character? And as for me, okay lah. So and then like he sort of giving the idea. Okay, in the is in the skit they have protagonist and antagonist. So basically he want to be the heroes lah. Basically. So he's the hero, so I'm the villain, and he basically need a supporter, something like that lah. If you're familiar with the game. So I'm cosplaying as Rengris, Valkyrie Rengris, and Risa is Valkyrie, and he's the knight. So basically we joined this competition at play. So we won the competition as a champion. So from that we kind of getting this invitation, right, to the affiliate events. It's a affiliate events, and then we need to perform at CF. And can you? I think maybe you can elaborate more about cosplay invitational. I think because I don't know how to put it in words.
Oh, well, so I really wanted to hear it from you in part because sorry, by the way, this is a huge spoiler. I've just put on the picture of you taking the win from for that year. Basically, there's a bit of a story. There's a bit of a story on my side here as well. So I'll share it here as well, since you might not have heard me say this, and this is just for everyone's benefit as well. So around 2014, I think somewhere. So CF went to shortly after CF went over to KLCC, and like there was this period where CF was just growing bigger and bigger, right? And there was a lot of pressure at the time for CF to run WCS. It was a huge thing, yeah, because there was a lot of people within the cosplay community who was like saying, we want to join WCS. Why isn't there a Malaysian one? You know, that kind of thing.
I see.
And there were a lot of reasons why CF did not pick up organizing WCS. Very different, very different and sensitive information behind that one. Very complex story. Not going to share it here. But basically, at the end of the day, we said, okay, since we can't make WCS happen through CF, we wanted to still do something that was kind of cool, because we saw that time I was with the team. We were organizing events. We knew that there were a lot of really good cosplayers within Malaysia, and we wanted to find a way to give a little bit prestige and to give a little bit of sort of this kind of feeling of, oh, we want to make this kind of big competition that you normally see in overseas events, and something that you see in WCS as well, the kind of thing. We want to give this sense of achievement. We want to put a place where people can say, I'm competing with the best. If I win or lose, I'm there with the best, that kind of feeling. So so we were looking because I myself, I used to play a lot of trading card games. And I was drawing inspiration from Magic the Gathering, because Magic the Gathering back in the day had something called the Magic Invitationals, where they did exactly that, where they get people who won competitions, invited them over to the event and said, hey, you guys sit here and compete playing Magic. So we were looking at that and we're like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense, because we want to bring in people who are really good. So the way Cosplay Invitational was sort of structured was always like, okay, we want to have this kind of like on the floor events where if you win, you can earn your way there, like through a direct competition on the side. But then we also know that there are only so many events that we can actually organize, and there are a lot of people who could be better, who might not be able to take the time to actually like participate, on local events and things like that. Sometimes we have people who come back just for the weeks leading up to CF and say, hey, I want to come in and join your competition. Can I do that? And we couldn't do that. We couldn't accommodate for that. So the way it worked was there's always this online voting period where you can come in and support people and like, oh yeah, hey, this look good. We want to have these people on stage kind of thing. So we let the fans decide, a small group of people as well. That's why Cosplay Invitational had the on the floor one, which you won, the affiliate events one, and then the other one, which is the online voting one. So
there are two ways to get the invitation, right? So
correct,
the name invitational come from by the invitations lah. It's
correct,
either one
exactly.
if you want a certain event, if you're a champion and then you compete with another champion from another event.
Correct,
so basically
exactly.
like the stars compete with all the stars, something like that.
Correct, exactly. That was the whole idea. So yeah. So by the way, funny story, just to let you know, like there was a lot of very weird discussions we had over how we should organize this. One of the weirder discussions we had, we were worried about this, was we were always worried about like, what if people like you, right, who joined one, win one already, right, got the invitation already, right, and like, hey, I feel like I want to go and play with, like, I want to go and like join another competition, and that one's also an invitational, and you win. What happens? We were so worried that was going to happen. Thankfully, no one bothered. Like everyone in the community was very sporting about it. Like in the sense that everyone in the community literally went, hey, I've won my invitational already. Like if you want yours, go and get it from there. Like no one went and said, I want to join again.
Yeah, it was that time. Yeah, it was that time. But another coming year, like things happen lah. Things happen. I heard the stories, and yeah, things happen lah actually.
But anyway, so yes, so this was that was actually the story behind the invitational. That's how we started the way we did. But to you just went in joining a competition for the heck of it. Was the invitational a reason why you joined, or was it just something like, hey, I just wanted to do this kind of thing?
Actually we kind of like okay, we joined competition and then we got champion, and then like, oh, congrats, you got invitation, huh? Something like that. It just happened, and we didn't actually plan for it, and then it just happened naturally, and then we just like make our ways, and suddenly, oh, in CF also, in CI itself, we got the champion also. So it just like one step and another step, and we don't really know what happened, and then wow, okay, oh, it's us, okay, they announced, okay, oh, it's us lah, oh, okay, yeah. It's kind of like, oh, just what happened. Something like that, yeah.
Amazing. How was okay, so I'm very curious because I don't know the stories behind the scenes. Tell me the story of like you preparing for CI, and like what's the experience for you going through the whole of the Cosplay Invitational experience?
Oh, okay. So the first thing is the planning, right? The basic planning. So actually, if you can see, that is the first time that we actually make a full armor for Easy. So he's wearing a knight. So if you can see the previous years, we didn't really make a costume. So I mean, we didn't really make an armor. So basically, these are the first time that we actually make a full armor of forms. And the Eva forms is not really the Eva forms that the standard one that we are using currently. So actually, back then it was a yoga mat. So uh, the difference is the yoga mat is kind of like hard. It's kind of hard compared to the normal one. So it's kind of hard to even though you hit the thing and then it will like it curve for a while and then it started to bend to get back to the size, the original shape. So it's kind of hard to work with, especially when we are still a beginner. So a lot of errors along the way. Actually, the forms like if you hit it too much, like because like I didn't have a heat gun that time, a heat gun to make the shape. Actually, we use a gas stove, dapur gas.
So you
So
you just
actually,
like put it on top of your dapur your gas stove and like you just
and then hangus. And then it kind of burned. So we learn from there like okay, we cannot put this too close to the flame or it will get burned. I didn't really know that. So it's a basic thing. It's a lot of errors like, but we learn a lot along the way. So and then the challenging is like we trying to because of the pressure. Another thing is like it's kind of a pressure because we are the first team to get invited and we kind of like we need to be a certain what we call a pioneer. Is I don't really like to call it pioneer. It's like we tend to be example for another people because like I feel like people are watching us what we are doing, so it's kind of pressure for me. So from there like I feel like I want to do my best to give my best. So we kind of like learning something new and then like and it's keep on failing. So I feel like the journey wasn't that easy, even though you can see like it seems easy, but the journey, the behind the scene is not that easy as it seems. Just because like people don't see the struggle, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Actually it does. So we struggle a lot behind the scenes, so we start to learn a new thing. And then like of course the team, like especially when you're a couple, there's a couple argument things going on also. And then like okay lah, to be honest, like okay lah, mesti ada gaduh lah in the couple kan. So because we are practicing and like I don't like his way and he didn't like my way of doing things also. So we kind of like have arguments things. And then got another person like Risa is like, jangan gaduh, sini baik. So got one person to patch up things.
oh, that's nice.
So so like a lot of struggles behind scene lah actually. And actually we did break up actually for a while. Along the way. So but thanks to Risa lah, credit to Risa because she's the one like patching us together. So like we come back lah. Because we got the invitation already. I mean we got the invitation already. So we are halfway there. So I think might just as well go ahead lah. We just go along the way lah. So we try our best and then like we got help lah from our other members. And we got another help lah from my family, my mom, my dad. And my dad also started to give his support actually.
Also it's around this time as well.
Around this time he started to like, I think this is the first event that he come because like a family member, we can bring our family members, right? During that time. So I think we got some of the contestant got a privilege to get extra tickets to bring our family members. So that's how we bring my family lah, my mom and dad. So he just came along because like he took a day off from work and then like they came to see us lah. And I think this is the sweetest moment lah because like this is the first C.I ever and we got the champion and my parents was there to witness all the things. So I think basically this is the sweetest moment lah for me.
But believe it or not, right? That was actually a huge thing that we were like part of the initial plan from day one for Cosplay Invitational, which was that there wasn't a lot of things that we could do. Like the budget was really small during back then. It still is super duper thin. but one of the things that we wanted to make sure that people could get, right, were tickets for their loved ones, for at least some of their immediate family. I mean, obviously we can't afford for everybody, lah, but at least some of the immediate families to come in and watch them perform, because we know that for some of them this might be a very unique journey, and we wanted to make sure that, hey, you know, those that you want to watch you on stage could come and watch you on stage, you know.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up.
No, it's these are the kind of things that honestly are worth it for those that it matters to. Like, if you didn't have anyone to invite, it doesn't mean anything to you. But if you do have somebody who you really, really want to have that be there with you, right, then this is going to mean everything to you, you know.
Yeah, it does. But when you mentioned about the budget, right? So because we won the competition, and then we actually got the invitation to Taiwan, right?
Yeah.
So it's like fully sponsored so you guys are basically sponsoring our full flight and hotel and accommodations, and on the food also, everything was sponsored.
Well, it's not 100%, but yes, it was like a large part of it. There was a budget, you know, but there was carefully plotted out and everything else like that. So yeah. By the way, I probably should mention this. While I had a huge part in like working with the team to organize and create Cosplay Invitational, I'm currently not that active anymore. So like, I left the team when I went over to Singapore like a number of years ago. The last few Cosplay Invitationals that most people may have seen being held by CF just before COVID and all that were largely not. I have no hand in that anymore by that point.
Yeah. I understand. I think it ended in 2019. It was the last CI.
Yeah, and ended is a weird way of phrasing it. I don't think the project's officially like ended. But I do think that like CF is sort of like needs a little time to try and figure out how he wants to go about reorganizing it, if they wanted to, you know, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's something that I mean, personally, I think it's great if they could continue, but I do think it really heavily depends on like, there's a huge like range of reasons whether it'd be a good idea to keep it and stuff. I absolutely think it's something that should be maintained, but it's a thing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of new formats lah currently.
Amongst other things, a lot of other issues as well, but we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so basically back to the competition, right? The CI, because we won the competition, we came out as a champion. So we actually we got the invitation to perform the same skit at Taiwan, Fancy Frontier. So actually there are photos of us. Okay, so this is me and my family.
Yeah, let's share this image, because this is you and your family. That's your mom and your dad with you, right?
Yeah, so mom and dad was there. The whole family is there. I think so. My little bro. Yeah. Even my little bro is there. Yeah, he was there. So basically everyone is there lah in the photos.
Fantastic.
Family photo.
Beautiful.
Okay, so and then like we went to Taiwan
in 2015, the year after.
Yeah, okay. 2015, yeah. We went to Taiwan to perform at Fancy Frontier. So they are sorry.
Oh no, so I should mention this to you. They did this on their own. This board thing is something they did on their own, which is pretty amazing on their own. I personally feel that this is actually like amazing that Fancy Frontier actually bothered themselves with this. They asked for some promo images. We sent them the promo images you provided to us, and then after that, like they did this all on their own.
Yeah. They actually have a banners, and like they print out a huge bunting of us. Like I was kind of shocked, and then they actually featured us in their own magazine. They actually have their own magazine. So actually they featured us, and I didn't have the photos, but actually we still keep the book lah, the magazine. So there's featuring of us in our costume, and we kind of have a short photo shoot session there. Then
Ooh.
they came up with the booth and like a small interview session with us when we
Beautiful.
are in Taiwan.
I think I remembered seeing that as well, but it's been so long. I just like it's been so long.
Yeah.
This is, keep in mind, like guys, this is like 2014, 2015 kind of thing. That's 10 years ago, man. I can't even remember what I had lunch yesterday.
Yeah. So so in basically this is in Taiwan. So the culture in our culture is a bit different. So how they perceive the cosplayers also it's kind of different lah. But we had fun. Yeah, the most important thing, we had fun. We didn't have much pressure lah. We didn't have much pressure because like we didn't have to compete. We just perform.
Yeah, it's not a competition. It's not a competition.
Yeah.
It's never a competition. So there was a very weird thing on the site. Like there was some discussion because this is the first year, right? We were still discussing with Fancy Frontier at the time. Small glimpse behind the scenes, yeah. Like we were still discussing at some point whether you would be required to do a new skit. There was actually a discussion about that, or even how should we like go about some of the things, because we were still like, I think in the later years, we actually provided them a video with I think Chinese subtitles, if I'm not mistaken. We actually provided Chinese subtitles to them. Because we realized that sometimes, like, because Taiwan being Taiwan, using English, purely English, was sometimes a problem. You know,
understand.
so
Yeah.
so like how in Invitational we insist on, oh yeah, hey, if you're going to use any language other than English, please put English subtitles, because you know it's for the benefit of our judges. Then sometimes, like in this case with Fancy Frontier, it was for the benefit of their attendees. We actually at some point, I don't remember when, which year in particular, we actually started to making it a point to say, hey, we're going to put Chinese subtitles.
Yeah. Again, yeah. So 2014, 15.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So after your big win 2015, did you join any major competitions after that?
I think we went back to hiatus again. We kind of like getting busy in life again, and then like, yeah, we kind of like that. We just like we do something, we came out, and then we got something, we make our statement, and then we just disappeared. I'm not sure if I want to share with you our mottos. You remember our mottos?
I have no idea what it is, by the way.
Okay. I'm not sure if I should share. Kind of cringe, yeah. Maybe that's for later.
Fine. I'll for those who are curious, go and bug Vinca over at their Facebook page for the motto. I'm quite sure at some point she'll give in and she'll give it to you guys.
It's just cringe, like just cringe.
All right, then let's not talk about that one. We move on to the next one. So 2015, that one's passed. You went through you went to Fancy Frontier in Taiwan. What's the next big milestone for Team Blood? Like you, as you said, you blinked off. What's the next big milestone for Team Blood?
Okay, the next step was I think we didn't really do much. We just like busy with life lah. We just like supporting another team, like because like on the previous and then on the next years, right, there's a lot of other teams that want to join the S.E.A, and then we spend our time to help other teams lah actually. So we didn't join the competition, but we kind of helping other teams to join the competition.
Do you remember who you were helping in 2016? I guess it's the year after that, right? Sorry, 2015, 2016. Do you like do you remember who you were helping?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys familiar with Gigi Twins. So yeah, so on the first year actually we compete with them. They got second place. So and the next year they joined again, and on 2015 they still got the second place, and then they try again on 2016, and we try to help them also together. So we basically helping them in terms of costume and the armors thing. So we helping them with the basically the preparations lah. So they came up with their own skin and the choreography, but we helping with the costume thing lah. So and then on 2016 they actually won champion lah.
Oh,
Yeah. So they won on 2016. Yeah.
so all this while you weren't competing at all. You were just helping all the other teams and stuff like that, is it?
Yeah, we just like basically lay down, just lay low, just helping others. Didn't really join the big events lah. We just maybe we joined a few events lah, small events, but it's not the skin, it's a coswalk only lah. We just like wear our costume and then just walk, do the poses, and that's it.
Okay, so there's
And
2015, 2016.
Yeah, we won some, we lose some, so
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't really a big thing lah for me.
All right. So when was the next big competition that you and your team joined then, or next big event that you and the team joined then?
Actually, on 2017, we decided to come back for C.I.
Oh,
We try again because actually this is a request from my elder sister.
oh,
So because like if you remember the first year, actually we joined as a trio, me,
Right.
Izzy, and Risa.
right.
So because Rox wasn't participating, so in
Oh.
2017, actually it's kind of what we can say. It's kind of like we sort of like a dark year for me actually. So because actually on 2016 December after CF, right, a week after CF, I think on Christmas lah, not Christmas, on 26th actually December, actually my dad passed away. So it's like 2017 was a dark year for us. So we actually didn't really have motivation to join competitions lah actually. But because like Rock said, the elder sister, right, she always want us to move on. So she said maybe we can bring our passion again. Maybe we can if we join competition, we kind of get busy. How to say we kind of like if we get busy, like we not going to think about our dad. Is really I'm kind of emotional, a bit
No,
emotional.
it's okay.
Alright,
For Vinca, for what it's worth, I don't want to. Please don't take this as me trying to make it about me. But the fact is, my dad passed away as well around the COVID years, shortly before the COVID years. I mean, it wasn't 2017. It wasn't 2016. It was a little bit later than that. Yeah. So, but for what it's worth, I do know how it feels to have an immediate family member, someone who's particularly close to you, sometimes like just disappear from your life around that, like just like that. I think everyone's experience for this is different from person to person, because it sometimes it also depends on how much of an influence they are in your life, and how much like sort of connection do you have, how deep the connection is with them. For me in particular, for what it's worth, my connection with my dad is very close. Like my dad is, for me at least, one of the closest relatives I have in my family. I don't know how is it like for you, but I rarely imagine it being easy.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for understanding. Sorry, I tend to be emotional when I come about this lah.
No,
But
it's only natural
okay,
that you should. It's only natural that you should. Please do not worry about that. I think it's insane to assume that you don't feel anything if you bring up these kind of. It is only natural that you do. There's nothing to apologize for.
Okay. I'm trying to chill. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
So
moving on.
so your
Don't want
sister-
to get too emotional.
No
Okay.
worries. So in 2017, your sister said, "Let's do this together. Let's get busy together, right?" So
Yeah.
did you join any competitions immediately at 2017?
Actually, we didn't join much. We just joined CI actually.
Oh, in 2017.
To 2017.
Right.
But we got the invitation by the online votings lah. not by
Ah.
the another events lah.
Mm.
So we got by online votings. So because like basically there was 7 or 8 teams, right? So
It's about 8. By the way,
we
as a
got
rule, it
the
was usually 8, if I'm not mistaken. Unless someone cancels on us, it's usually 8.
okay. So we got because there's I think there was like 4 champions and 4 by online votings, right?
It kind
So
of
we got the
depends. It's a year by year
yeah.
kind of thing.
So we got the online votes lah.
Mhm.
So we got there, but then we cosplaying as Monster Hunter.
Right.
But then Monster Hunter. This one, I
I
think
have,
yeah.
let me just bring it
Okay,
up on
this
screen. There we go.
So these are my teams, Monster Hunter. So actually during that time my mom also went there to support us like usual. She came there and then like we cosplaying. But because we kind of like not really full motivation and we not really ourselves lah, so we can't give our best, but we still win the top 3 lah. The second round, third place during S.E.A 2017.
It's still nice. That's still very nice.
We enjoy doing crafting, but actually and it's actually good lah actually because like we tend to like keep ourselves busy to mind off the other thing.
Sorry, I accidentally popped up my background music.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. So basically we tried and then like actually it kind of works lah. So from there I got my inspiration to maybe I need to do something else to you can't really stay the same level, you can't really stay at the same dark place, you have to walk out of it, so you have to like move on. So I started to do more crafting, and then like I started to join competitions lah.
Beautiful.
So,
So is that what prompted your like 2018 stuff as well? Like 2018, you brought the same costume into competition as well. Like you've shared with me this photo. Where was this from?
Actually, this I'm not sure which event it was this, but this one I think actually Risa joining the competition as a Monster Hunter. So basically we just went there to cosplay and support her lah. And as usual, you can see my mom. My mom, she is always there. So basically we just like cosplay for fun lah, to support our sister. And she actually win the competition. I'm not sure, was it ACE or AGE or Magacon?
I don't see a logo anywhere, so a bit hard to tell.
I kind of forgot which event is this. So basically 2018 we didn't do a new costume, we just wear whatever we have lah. Monster Hunter.
I do want to ask though, like for something like this, right? Like let's just talk about your costume in particular, right? How long does it take for you to finish a costume like that nowadays? Like or rather at the time, I think at the time is a better question. At the time, how long did it take for you to like finish a costume like that?
Okay, so basically this is like a second attempt. This is like fully Eva forms, and then like we try fabric wrapping. So it's a new technique that we learn. If you can notice, actually our armor is covered with vinyl, a textured vinyl. So it's like the crocodile skin, and then we just wrap the texture leather on just like on the surface of this Eva form. So it took about 2 months at the beginning. For that, one costume is like 2 months, so another one is like another 2 months, and then I think we started to learn, and then like started to shorten the length. Like another costume like 1 month, and currently we can finish costume like this in about 2 weeks.
Wow. Okay. So back then it would take about like 2 months for you. Like in 2018, you would take about 2 months to finish something like this. And this is that massive jump from like back in the day. I mean, okay, to be fair, it's like at least half a decade already, right? 2013, you were first introduced to Eva Foam. 2018, you're working on it, and you can make like full body armor stuff in a span of about like 2 months. Does it sound about right?
Yeah. So nowadays we can just like chiong in 2 weeks. It's okay, done
Yeah.
already.
Beautiful. But okay, so you also like took the time to dress up and like to support your sister and all that. Out of curiosity as well, like for you to dress up like this, let's talk everything, yeah? Like you wake up in the morning, you have no makeup on and all that kind of stuff. How long does it take for
Oh,
you to get everything on?
oh, okay. So
Mm,
basically, because like this is the full costume, right? So
mm,
we need to, as for me lah, I need to do the
mm,
makeup at home. So we wake up like 3 hours earlier from the event. I wake up 3 hours earlier. So I spend like 1 hour to do the makeup, and then like we just like go, because like we take about 1 hours lah, baby, because like from home driving to the event, like including the traffic jam, all this thing, all the parking, and then like about 1 hour, and then like another 1 hour is like for preparations to wear the armor itself, including the wig also and everything lah. And I need to help everyone lah, because like each of us need helps. We cannot do, we cannot wear the armor by ourselves. So I need to help everyone lah
mm,
within the
mm,
one
mm.
hour. Yeah.
So it's about, I mean, let's not talk travel because I think travel is a bit kind of subjective, right? So it's roughly about 1 hour for prep, which is like makeup and all the basic stuff. And then another hour just to put everything, assemble everything together on yourself, and then alongside with your teams and your teammates and things like that. That sound about right? Does that sound about right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. So about
Okay.
2 hours. Yeah.
Has it changed in anywhere like in between? Like has it grown longer or has it grown shorter in since your beginning, like when you first started cosplaying?
Oh. Actually, it started to get shorter, because like actually if you notice, like
Mm,
nowadays, like my siblings started to get especially my sisters lah, my elder
mm,
sister, she got married, and then she kind of like put cosplay on a hiatus.
mm,
So and then like Risa also got slowed down in cosplay. She didn't join much competition,
mm.
because like nowadays I was invited as the judge. So once I'm the judge, she cannot join the competition much. So yeah, so basically it took a shorter time to get ready lah, because like basically now the only one active is me and my husband lah, my boyfriend now husband. Yeah.
But that's very interesting. That's actually very interesting for you and your sister to actually set those kind of barriers. It's really nice. All cards on the table. Back in the day when I was judging for some cosplay competitions myself, because I've been known as a judge in some places as well. One of the things that I would do is that I would tell the organizers, because sometimes my then girlfriend as well, like she would join competitions I was judging in, and I would very
Oh.
explicitly tell the organizers. I said, hey, I have a very close relationship with this contestant. I will
Mm-hmm.
mark my judging sheet. I I need someone else to provide an alternative scoring for this sheet for this contestant. I would actually
Oh.
explicitly say, like, you can compare everybody else's one, like, because they're other judges, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so the rule I would tell the judges, I said, like, I would judge as objective as I can, as I can. But if you feel
Mm-hmm.
that you cannot, that if you feel that I cannot be unbiased about it, if you feel like I'm not fair about my judgment, please use this alternative sheet. That's actually something I work with organizers when I have someone who might be close with me, right? Like join the competition. Um,
Right. Okay lah, that's a good idea for me also.
yeah, but I think it really depends on person to person. I think some organizers might be very sensitive about it, so that might be a different discussion. Um,
Yeah.
so I think this might be different from person to person. But like I try not to, and I try not to make it a thing. Thankfully, like, to be fair, like my girlfriend, now fiance as well, she is actually, like, she has a style about how she cosplays and how she does her performances, you know.
Mm.
She has an
No.
approach towards it which is pretty, like, interesting in its own way. um
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays her style of doing it cannot compete with a lot of you guys already. You guys are way too blurby already. You guys are too much. But back in the day when we were doing a lot of those funky competitions with very weird skits and stuff like that, we were the types that, like, we were creative people who come out with very interesting skits that we knew would hit somewhere in the top 5 kind of thing. you know.
Yeah, the performance days. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. Mm-hmm.
I used to, as a rule also as well, I used to tell, I was telling, or I was, when we were organizing stuff, this is very besides the point, by the way. When we were organizing cosplay competitions, we used to actually look at the format and say, who is our target type of, like, contestants for this? Is it the type that goes like, oh, I want to show off our props and things like that? We have specific categories like, oh yeah, hey, this is for people who want to show off their props. These are the people who like character portrayal. These are people who like just like to go on stage and be jokers and stuff like that, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Yeah.
did a lot of those kind of plannings, and like even the way we formatted our cosplay competition scoring and all that was to accommodate for all of that. To make sure that like no one completely, like if you're going to be pure props and you come on stage and you kayu all the way, right? Like you're nothing but a wooden block there in front there, right? You're not going to score very high in the performance side of things, but you're going to get a safe score for props, right? Yeah. But then you compare against somebody who's like, oh, I want to go on stage and like jump like monkeys, like, oh yeah, I'm very into the character, I do a lot of like training and stuff like that to make it work, but my costume, right, is like just a piece of cloth, like just one piece of cloth or something like that. Then like, oh hey, costume is not going to score a lot, but you're going to get a lot for like character portrayal or action or skits and stuff like that. So yeah, so when we were organizing, as an organizer, we were trying to plan these kind of things as well.
Yeah. Understand.
Fun stuff. All right, so 2018 happened. You basically, what I'm hearing here is that by 2018 you were starting to be less of a contestant and more of a judge. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. So yeah, started from 2018 onwards, I started to slow down on competitions because I started to get invitations to be a judges. So there's a lot of events, a small scale, and even I think the biggest one is 2023. Yeah. So the biggest event that I was invited as a judge. Oh, yeah.
Right. Let me just pull up a picture for that one. For those who are curious, the event that Vinca is referring to is none other than WCS itself. Like the event that CF was never able to bring together.
So okay, so basically this is the biggest event that I got invited to be as part of the judges. So there was 9 judges during that time. So the 3 are for the costume, 3 are for the semi-finals, and the another 3 is for the finals. So there are 9 judges. 9 different judges.
Oh, so
yeah,
it's
for
three different.
the WCF.
So different waves, different layers have different judging panels.
Yeah, correct.
Oh,
so
okay.
there are
Interesting.
3 different sessions for this during the World Cosplay Summit 2023, so the selection round. So yeah, that was last year. So I was one of the judges, and I was proud to and happy, and what we can say, I'm very honored and grateful to be part of them, because like this is one of the biggest, as for me lah, as a cosplayers who join competition, this is kind of a big hit for them. This is a big thing lah for us. So to be part of the judges itself, like, I'm very grateful to be invited as one of them. So it's like my works are being appreciated. Yeah.
I sooner or later, one of these days, right, I actually need to put a soundboard where I just can press one button and you get like applause sound effects in the background. Because there are a lot of people who I sit down here with. There are a lot of amazing moments that they share, and I just don't have the SFX for it.
Okay, we do ourselves.
Yeah.
Sendiri
yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Terima kasih.
Okay. So yeah, okay. So since 2018, I started to like slow down lah when cosplay competitions.
Have you done like, so competitions? you've stepped away from competition since 2018. Was there anything that sort of replaced that in between, or is it just pure judging for you?
Oh, okay. 2018, I didn't do much cosplay competition, but
Hmm.
on 2019, so there was a reality show called Cosplay Heroes.
Oh,
So I'm not sure if you have heard about iFlix.
right.
So
Yes, I've heard of iFlix. It's funny. I actually have more history. I actually know more about iFlix than I think a lot of people might know.
oh, okay.
So here's the funny thing. Because I actually had some contact with iFlix at one point, and
Oh, okay.
the thing was, iFlix was so I believe, if my memory serves me right, iFlix was around before Netflix was mainstream here in this region in Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
this
yeah.
and the story is that iFlix was very intentional, because what happened was they saw what Netflix was doing, and they said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to they very intentionally said, I'm going to make a foothold here within Southeast Asia before Netflix gets here.
Oh, okay.
And iFlix,
Okay.
yeah, and the way iFlix did it, right, was very, very nice. So what they did was, iFlix knew what they were doing. Basically, what they did was that they very intentionally said, I'm not going to compete with Netflix by bringing all the Western stuff because it's very expensive. So what
Yeah.
iFlix did, right, was that they bought out all the regional shows. Like, say, basically, like, say, for example, for some reason, if you had the Malay TV series that were really, really popular, iFlix would buy the streaming rights for that one and put it on iFlix. And they would
Yeah,
repeat
yeah.
this for every region.
Mm-hmm.
So iFlix was never intending to compete with the Western audience. Like, if you wanted Western shows, go Netflix when Netflix finally gets here. But if you wanted like regional shows, stuff that, oh, hey, like you watch on sometimes Astro Prima or whatever else there is, right? Like, they would have their foothold in trying to get that show onto iFlix. So a lot of their focus, right, was on regional shows. That was their selling point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
So I didn't know, by the way.
Yeah.
So for that reason, right, I didn't know iFlix was producing regional, like, these kind of content as well. I did not know iFlix was producing these kind of shows.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So just like Netflix also, they came up with their own show lah. So basically they come up with this cosplay heroes. So I have actually a photos.
Oh, really?
So
Really?
yeah,
Which
my
is it
cosplay
under
journey.
your cosplay journey? Is it?
20,
Which one is it?
2019. Yeah.
I don't think it's in your cosplay journey. Your cosplay journey does not have a 2019. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong folder. No, there is no 2019 in your cosplay journey. Yes, you do not have 2019. Are you looking at which folder are you looking at?
Okay, let me check.
Sorry, give us a minute while we dig up this photo. This elusive photo that we can't seem to find.
Can you refresh it? So maybe I just like.
Oh, did you just put it in?
Let me refresh. Yeah, because I just uploaded a few hours ago.
Oh, it's a few hours ago. Oh wait, no, that can't be right. It can't be right. Is it this one? Is it this one?
Can you open it? I didn't.
Is it in the Judge Time folder?
2019?
Is it in the Judge Time folder?
Cosplay journey. Let me check.
Cosplay.
Oh
no. Sorry.
Are we not in the same folder?
Okay, let me take a look again. It could be. So what is possible? I see it now. So what I suspect could have happened, because I downloaded this as a zip file, right? So what could have happened, right, is that the folder itself, right? Like sometimes Google does this, where the files might not have been zipped properly.
Oh, okay.
And for reasons, one reason or another, the files just goes missing. It's unfortunate, but it's absolutely a thing that can happen. This is my fault. I'm producing the show. I should have paid more attention to it. just give me a second. Let me just quickly bring it up. I'll put it into the folder and we can share it again in about a minute. So sorry for this weird thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Give me a minute.
Sorry,
Yeah?
I didn't inform you. I should have informed
No.
because I just.
It's really my fault, because what happens is you told me that you've updated it. By the way, this is very NG behind the scenes conversations. So for some of you guys, this might be fascinating, but for others, this should be probably cut from a proper show.
Okay.
So what happened? So just for anyone who's curious, and just to give this a little, like, just to add to the story, so that anyone who's like, it feels a little nicer, and what usually happens is that whenever I call someone to come in on this show, or whatever you want to call this, these chats, I will usually ask for some photos that we can share and we can talk about together and things like that. And Vinca has very graciously provided me a lot of photos. But some of these photos were only uploaded shortly in the last few days, because what happened was that we were supposed to do this initially at one time, but she was really busy and things weren't really adding up, and so we said, let's postpone this. And then when we had this scheduled again, we were planning it up, and then we did a tech test, which is when we actually test our sound and equipment and all that kind of stuff. And we did sort of a rehearsal. It's a soft rehearsal for everything we do here. And that's also sometimes I will go through some of the files that we were doing through that. But when we were doing the tech test, what happened was that we were going through things that we were talking about, and we realized, hey, there's stuff that we wanted to talk about. There was additional stuff that Vinca wanted to talk about. There were additional stuff that I wanted to know more about as well. And this happens very normally. This is what happens naturally when we're having these kind of conversations, because we get to know more about each other, right? So so what happened then? So Vinca was very gracious and said, okay, yeah, I see what you're trying to do here. I'm going to upload more photos. I'm going to try and upload more photos. So I said, fine, no problem. Just let me know once you're done. So earlier today, so yesterday, Vinca uploaded all the photos. And then what happened was today, I downloaded everything. But what happened was that after I downloaded it, I didn't cross-check the number of files, which is something that very, very basic you should do, right? Like, I didn't cross-check the number of files in the folder she uploaded versus the folder I downloaded, which should have been a very basic thing that I should have done. So that's why I'm saying, like, this is really my fault. This is not an issue with Vinca's side there. I did not do my due diligence because I was a little rushed today, but that is an excuse. All right. So thank you everyone for your patience. We've had everything here right now in front of me, at least. I hope I didn't miss anything else. We'll repeat this process if we need to. All right. So, all right, Vinca, let's bring it up, shall we? There we go. Give me a shot while I am.
Okay.
Right, coming back now, 2019 cosplay heroes.
Okay. So basically, iFlix is like Netflix, right? They come their own reality show. So where they invited a few prop makers. So actually they invited a few of us, and then like they kind of interview us, and they filtered from I heard from that a few 20 something. They invited 20 plus something. So they kind of like interview us to cast. Yeah, they cast us, and then like they kind of filtered us to only 6, down to 6 only. So they only invited 6. So basically actually they did inform us this show takes about 3 continuous weeks. That means it's going to affect people who works like me. So I actually working in the office, right? So to take a long like 3 weeks leave is kind of like a big hit for me lah.
That's
So but
basically your
actually
entire
thank
annual
God,
yeah.
so thank God my boss actually approved my long leave for 3 weeks. Is like kind of like crazy, right?
That's
But
very nice.
but actually because like maybe I'm a good I mean a good worker, so my boss okay lah, bagilah dia chance sikit. Okay. So my boss actually knows that I'm a cosplayer lah.
Well, that's crazy, right? Like having such a supportive employer. Having such a supportive employer is just insane. I can't imagine any regular boss going like, oh yeah, no, my boss is my colleague is my junior employee is totally going on this whole cosplay journey of hers, and they're going to be producing a show which won't be coming back to like our newspaper
Uh, yeah. No, I know, right? So it's kind of crazy that my sorry. It's kind of crazy that my boss actually approved my leave because eventually turned out that his daughter actually a
Mm.
fans of my cosplay actually.
Oh
So
no.
like I don't know lah because like she knows me, so kind of like okay lah, okay papa you bagi dia cuti, okay lah.
Oh,
Maybe something like that.
what is
I
going
don't
on
know what
here?
happens between.
What is going on
Yeah,
here?
oh, okay. So he said like, oh, okay. Actually, my daughter like to cosplay and she likes to follow me. Actually, she actually follow me on Facebook. So she basically knows
Okay.
about my journey, and my boss also knows about this my what
I
we call
I
my
I
out activities.
I hope
So
I hope no one accidentally gets into trouble because of that commission that confession.
jangan. Okay. So basically, okay, I joined this. So we got there are six of
Oh,
us. So
right.
basically, so they actually allowed us to bring one more helper.
Mm.
Actually during these 3 weeks of shoots, so we need to so those are the teams and the crew. So we need to actually provide a costume. So by this, actually there are tasks for every day. So like for example, so okay for day one, we are giving like 15 hours to provide the helmet, and then the second day the hand. So these are the hand things, and then like
Mm.
there's specific parts that we need to do by schedule lah. They have a schedule for it.
Mm.
So day one we need to come up with some parts, and then like there are assessment for it at the end of the day.
Mm.
So during one like because they have like 12 episodes. So in each episode there are different themes. So the first episode like maybe the helmet, and the second one is like actually okay. So actually we need to come up with a new OC, a new character that we created our own,
Oh,
and
okay.
from the character that we design, we actually need to do a props based on the sketches that we did. So
Oh.
I didn't provide my sketches, but if you see the shows, the cosplay
Right.
heroes, there are specific episode for we came out with our character design, and then like from there if we get so we need to design the character and also do a backstory of the
Oh,
character itself. It's like creating an OC lah.
okay.
So from there, during the design, we need to create a real life props making a props for it. So based on the design, we need to do the helmet, the arm, the body, the all the accessories things lah. So and then at the end of the day, on each episode, the
Mm.
judges, they are judges actually. So there are three judges, Ugana, and the host itself is the judges. Host
Mm.
is I forgot the name. The actress. Oh my gosh, Shafi.
You get the
Oh
name
my
right.
gosh.
Did you get the
What?
name right? Are you going to? Is
Oh
someone?
my gosh.
Is her fans going to attack us right now? Are her
Mac
fans going to attack
Wilson.
us right now?
Yeah. I can only Mac Wilson. Yeah. Shakira. I forgot. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
I I'm going to just very quietly going to go like let's I'm just going to very quietly apologize to any of her fans who might be watching this by accident and going like
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so
I
sorry. I'm so sorry.
I
I just
will
remember her name is Mac Wilson. Yeah.
I will very very happily put in a note for the corrections like on her name if someone will provide it in the comments below. All right, like anyone who happens to stumble into this, if you know the name that was supposed to be there, I would literally timestamp it and I'll put it as a we will put a commentary somewhere. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. I will find a way to do it.
Okay. Yeah. I remember.
Okay, okay, what is
Zahira.
it?
Yeah. Yes. Zahira Mac Wilson. Yes. I
There we
remember
go.
now.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So the host, yeah, Zahira Mac Wilson, and another one is Abu Dora, the most handsome judges in Malaysia. So there are three judges lah. So
Is that the
so
three
they
of them down
will.
there? Is that the three of them down here?
Yeah. Those three at front. Yeah.
All right.
So the three of them will give us assessment, and we are basically given marks. So the marks will be collected on each episode until to the final round lah. So there are challenges in every episode. We just not doing props lah. So some of the challenges, like, so for example the hand things, right? So we are giving a random materials that are provided by the organizer. So basically they are maybe, because we are given a mysterious box. There are 6 mysterious box that we didn't know the content of it. We just randomly pick, and whatever is in the box, we need to use it to make the parts that's in the criteria lah on the day. So for example, these are my hand. So I got papers and cardboard. So from that materials, I need to create something that resembles the hand or the arms lah. So those are basically not really forms, but actually papers.
Kind of brings back the days when you were doing your God Eater props as well, right?
Oh, yeah. So there are winners in every challenges lah, in every episode. So for example, the helmet, who did the best helmet will got the champion of the day, something like that lah. So there are rewards for each episode, and there are winners, and there are also penalties. And
So
some of the episode, like, sorry.
Oh, so it's very like reality show kind of thing.
Yeah, the reality show, they like to add spices lah. So there are winners and there are challenges, and of course lah, dia nak tambahkan spices sikit. So adalah challenges like we need to like backstab, like, oh, this team like sabotage me, so I need to like, there are episode like we need to make it more dramatic, we need to impact, like, so I need to cry. There are episode like I cry. So there are episode like we gaduh dengan the other team. So the
Lada
reality
hitam, lada
show,
hitam.
right?
Lada hitam.
So and at the end of show, too bad I didn't win a thing.
Oh.
There are top three, but I didn't win a thing, of course. But I learned a lot of things lah from since then.
Fantastic.
So because like usually I do props like okay, so before this event, I kind of like take my time. I take too much time to do props, like 1 or 2 months, right? So basically after this show, like I have to finish everything like on time, like gila-gila punya, like within like the hours is very limited. They didn't give extend. If they said 15 hours, memang 15 hours we need to finish. They didn't give extra time tau. Macam, they didn't give like certain like, okay, we cut, you can do. No. There's no such thing as that. So dia memang tak bagi chance punya. Kalau macam you stop that time. When the recording is stopped, you have to stop doing your things too. You cannot have, tak boleh bawa balik. You cannot bring home and you sambung kasih cantik. No. So that are the things that I learned lah. You have to be very disciplined, and you have to be very, very focused on doing your props, and you have to find a way to make the props more efficiently, in an efficient way, but it still looks good. You need to do fast, but it still looks good lah. So basically from this show, even though I didn't win, but I learned a lot of things lah. I learned that how to do the props with different materials and whatever I have in hands. Like we need to be creative lah and efficient. Yeah.
Was there a specific material that was very unique for you or very difficult to work within the time frame they gave you?
Okay. As for me, actually one of the challenges, right? One of the episode, right? They are given for the paper lah. As for me, it's not really a hard thing. But as for me, I tend to take a lot of times to finish some parts, because like, we kind of have this OCD things. You want to make it properly. Kalau sengit sikit, you want to redo, and you have to cut it. But so, because like the time frame is very short, I need to find a way that I can like cut it smoothly without because like sometimes we cut the forms, it kind of like frizzy, it's not clean cut, so you need to Dremel to clean up. So during this show, I need to make sure my knife is really sharp, and then like when I cut, it just like clean cut. So from there, okay, I learned, okay, so that kind of little things that can improve your props and then like improve your time frames lah. So the difficulty materials for me, not really much lah,
Oh,
because
okay.
I tend to learn a lot of things.
So by that point, when you were
Is the
joining
only
this, sorry.
the challenges for me is only the time frame lah.
Okay, so basically at this point, right, by 2019, you really were familiar enough with most of the materials that were used in commonly in cosplay. So when it came to this reality show that you had participated in, like a lot of any material that they were throwing at you was something that you more or less knew how to work with, to some level.
Yeah, basically, yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of materials lah. We experiment a lot of the materials.
Beautiful, amazing. All right, so that's 2019. Now this is shortly just before. This is now 2019 was also like the beginning of the COVID years, like towards the end of it. So which part of 2019 was this? Was this mid 2019? Was this tail end of 2019?
I think this one is in June or July, something like that.
Right. So it was just a number of months, obviously, before COVID hit and all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So basically, during the COVID, I basically did, of course, lah, we didn't go out, but actually, I'm very active doing props lah, because like since the show, like is the after effect of the, usually this is for me lah, based usually after the competition, like, so I usually have this panggil apa self meditate, what do you call it, like usually if you have a team, like the organizer, like you have this postmortem, right?
Yeah.
Postmortem thing. So this is like for me, like it's postmortem with myself lah. So basically, okay, from that one, okay, I will like self apa kita panggil, I tak tahu, tapi but this one is like I sendiri cakap dengan diri I.
Yeah.
So I cakap,
so it's sort of a it's sort of a self-reflection. It's sort of a self-reflection, like you reflect upon yourself, kind of thing, right? Right.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
No
that's
problem,
the word, self-reflection. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of doing this self-reflection thing, and I kind of like point out my weakness, my strength and weakness. So I know, and then like during this PKP, so I try to improve my props making by doing the props, like from 2 months I tend to like 1 month, and then like I practice to make it a lot shorter lah, a lot faster. So now I think I required only 2 weeks to do my armors lah, and the fastest one that I did was 6 days.
Wow.
For my yeah.
Which one was that for?
But of course, sorry.
Which one was that for?
Actually for my husband. It's Dragon Knight, Dota, another competition lah. It's a Dota 2 costume. So we done it, but actually with the help of my sister also lah. We did it. Yeah. So this costume lah. So
let me just bring it up for everybody to see.
Yeah, the costume that I did at the most left one, the Dragon Knight, the red. Yeah, this was within 6 days. Wow. With the help of my Saikang, Risa. Yeah, so with the help of Risa, so we did it because we want to join the competition, a Dota 2 lah, a specific competition, KL Major. So actually he won 3rd place. Yeah. Wow. So he won the 3rd place for the competition, and guess what? I'm the blue one, the blue girl. Yeah, the face paint, gila punya. I actually paint my face blue to be that character lah.
Nice.
That's how crazy I am. So yeah, so basically I learned a lot of things, like shorten the time frame of doing props, and then like we improve on the materials type, and then like the way I execute the things to make it efficient, but it still looks good. So those are the precious things that I learned. Yeah.
So that was basically what during the COVID years of 2020, 2021, actually 2019, even 2019 itself, you were spending a lot of time to like just refining your technique during this time.
Correct.
Wow.
Because like I was working from home, but because I have a lot of free times, because we cannot go out, right? So basically, I working up with a lot of costume, and I managed to produce. Oh, I didn't mention, but I managed to produce like 3 or 4 armors. Actually, it's an experiment things lah, but it turned out good actually.
That's
And
great.
one of the costume that I made was Valkyria that I used to join a competition last year
Oh,
in Nijigen. Yeah.
I think I have a picture of that. Let me
So
just.
I have a photos of that.
Oh, it's the promo. It's the PV image. It's the PV image. It's the image that like we've been using. I've been using as a
Yeah.
promo.
So this was done. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the costume that I basically did during the PKP, the MCO. Yeah. So I use this costume. So because like the COVID is over, right? So the event was coming back, and then like since I got the costume ready, so I just joined the competition because like Nijigen, okay lah, I can say is because the price is very nice that time because like they are offering like 6,000 for the champion.
Wow.
So I tend to join and I back up. So I bring back the 6,000 lah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing
So
also,
yeah. So
like,
basically,
Vinca, if you don't mind me asking, so like basically, when for you joining competitions, you're not you don't make a costume to join a specific competition most of the time. It's basically, oh, I want to do something, like, oh, I have this project I want to do, or this costume I've already done, and now that it's more or less ready, I want to take it to a competition kind of thing. Is that how you usually process, like how you decide on joining a competition?
yeah. Basically, yeah, I just get the costume ready first, and if there's a if there's an event that if there's competition that I basically want to join, I just register lah with the costume that is ready. I didn't do the costume for the basic of the competition lah. I just do whatever I want, whatever in my own pace. So if there's the competition aligned with it, so I just join.
What made you choose Valkyria though? I'm curious because like Monhan was something that you did with your family. I assume that your family was also the ones that prompted you to do it. There was a number of other ones that you've chosen simply because either your husband was into the IP and stuff like that. Yeah, but what about Valkyria though? Valkyria in particular sounded like it sounded a little different. Was there a...
Okay. Warhammer. Okay, actually, I forgot to mention back then during the 2018, right? When we didn't do much things, actually we have a plan with Yugana actually. So she's the one who invited me to join a cosplay group with her to do this Warhammer. But that time I was busy, so I didn't have time to do this. So during the PKP, because I have a time, so basically I have the materials ready. So I just like, okay lah, we just do our backlogs lah. So I just finish whatever in my cost plan. So these are one of the cost plan that I managed to finish, along with other 3 or 4 other costume that was in my backlog lah. So I'm so glad I got to finish a lot of things lah during the PKP.
It feels like PKP for you became sort of a catch-up session or catch-up period for you, like sort of just to do a lot of the stuff that you were like, oh yeah, I totally want to do these kind of projects.
Yeah. Basically, okay, this might sounds not really good lah, but I'm glad the PKP happens because like I actually have a lot of free times to actually catch up with the old TV shows. You know the Supernatural.
Yeah.
I didn't manage to finish to see the show because I was busy.
I will agree with your first statement. It wasn't very nice to say.
I'm sorry. But, I'm sorry if yes, like it's very sensitive to some of you, but yeah, PKP have a different impact in some of us.
Yeah.
Some of the good things and some of the bad things. And for me, I take the positive ways. For me lah, in positive perspective.
That's fair. Like there's a part of me, just to share a little bit extra, right? On that note, yeah. There's a part of me that because I shared earlier as well that my dad passed away shortly before COVID. The fact is that the fact is that his health was never really that great. And the fact is that he passed away just before COVID, like all that was happening, right? For what it's worth, I do look at it as there's a part of me. I mean, obviously his passing is not great, right? But there's a part of me that feels that because he didn't have to live through a time like PKP, because it would have been really tough for him, you know? And
I understand.
yeah, so the fact that he never had to go through that, right? I personally feel like was a good thing, because I think it would have been very, very tough for him. I really, really think getting stuck at home and having to deal with all his medical conditions and having to deal with the uncertainty of COVID, right? As he was, would have been really just insane for him.
Understandable.
So yeah, so I think in some ways he's been spared by the horrors of COVID. He was spared the horrors of COVID. So I do understand like the idea of like just looking at like, hey, we went through all the tough times and there is a lot of crap that happened during that time. And sometimes one way to cope with all that crap is to look at the better side of things, right? Like just to tell yourself and convince yourself, right, that there was at least some positive that comes out of that, right?
Yeah, correct. I'm sorry about your loss lah, but yeah,
No
like you mentioned, yeah, it's the perspective that we see lah.
It is. My dad, I still think about my dad a lot from time to time, and it's actually one of the reasons why I've been doing this project. Just so you know, because like there's a lot of stories I've always wanted to hear from my dad. I wanted to hear more stories from him. He told me a long time ago, and this is a very fun one, which is fascinating. My dad was around during the Japanese occupation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
He was around during the Japanese occupation. He was around during the racial riots in Malaysia and stuff like that. And he lived in KL during that time. That's the worst thing about it all. He's living in KL during the racial riots in Malaysia, in KL. Yeah, he's really old, and last time he used to tell me stories about how like there were moments where like he would hear things happening and he wanted to go down and help, but my grandmother would stop him because she was worried for his safety. He'd go like, no, you're not getting out of this house no matter what, that kind of thing. And stuff like that. And those kind of stories are amazing and insane, and at the same time you sort of hear from it, you sort of get this understanding of what was going through for people back in the day, right? Now thankfully we don't have, like, okay, to be fair, our big thing is COVID, right? But these stories are something that will disappear if we don't share them, and that's actually where all this is coming out from, yeah. And you've been very kind. You've been here with me so far 2.5 hours plus already. You've shared practically what is 20 years of history with us so far tonight, and the real truth is this is 20 years, right, of a story, of somebody's story, right, that I feel it's amazing. It's so it's crazy how you started off from a whim, dyeing your hair as a rebellious 16-year-old, now cosplaying on the side as a professional, right? Like as a working professional, cosplaying on the side.
Yeah.
Time really has flown.
We have a lot of to catch up lah. Maybe lah later we go mamak lah. We tell your side of the story.
We will do that. We will do that one day. I'm currently based in Singapore, so that might be a little bit tough, but we will do that one day.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're in Singapore, is it?
I will be looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but Vinca, you've been very gracious with your time. But it is getting very late. It is 11:32 right now. We've been talking for 2.5 hours. Would you believe that? This has already been 2.5 hours. Right. So before I go off, I do want to I do want to talk about two big things left. One thing before we go off, I do want to ask you one very important question, because it was a question posted for us, and I do want to ask, when are you doing a prop making workshop? Are you ever going to start doing a prop making workshop? Are you planning to do videos of prop making? Are you planning to do your own YouTube channel or anything of the sort?
Okay, so basically I have a TikTok, but actually it's not really a tutorial, but it's just like a work in progress that you can check out. I have my personal TikTok account. You can check out later, because like usually when I do a project, I will record a short clip of it. So basically, there's a work in progress for me lah. So basically, you can get the idea of how I do things, the materials that I use. I also provided everything lah. So basically, you can get the ideas in my
Awesome.
TikTok.
Awesome. You need to give me that link to the TikTok. I'm going to add it in the description after this. Vinca, anything else as far as contacts are concerned? If you want to share with anybody else here on this channel, feel free to just drop it with me. I will update the links in the description below, and you guys can go and check her out. More Vinca stuff along the way. The second question I wanted to ask you, real quick and real easy, because I was mentioning earlier that you couldn't make it during our last session or our last Pleasant Trip because you were busy. And that came because you were joining a competition at the time. I didn't know at the time that you were preparing to join a competition at the time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Okay. Okay, that one. Okay, actually, recently I joined a competition, but I didn't provide the photos.
Oh no!
Nijigun. Yeah.
Right.
Actually, I'm not sure if some of my followers noticed. My recent cosplay was Medusa from Dota 2. So I use it to join a competition at Nijigen. So during the performance, like there's a silly things happens, because like
Right.
I was born clumsy. So when I cosplay as Medusa, I have this tail. So it's like basically limited my movement. But on the stage, I tend to like suddenly like wanna go like crazy, and like I accidentally stumble.
Oh
But
no!
yeah, actually it's in the skit. I was supposed to fall down. Actually, yeah, I fall down. But actually, it's not that bad lah. It's like slowly, because like in the skit, like I was under attack, so I have like to like lay down. But then like on the stage itself, I like bomb, like whoa, that was so hard, and like I hurt my ribs. So that's a lot. When I go off stage, right? When I go home, I see a lot of bruises on my body. Like
Oh
oh god.
no! Oh no!
Yeah, I managed to get second place lah because of that. That's on me lah. That's on me because I was so clumsy. Yeah.
How have you fully recovered? I hope you're fully recovered.
Basically the bruises are gone, but my ribs still hurts lah. Yeah, because the falls like boom. Yeah, yeah.
Are you looking forward to your next competition still then?
I don't think I would want to join again. I think that's it. That's it. After this, I just join another competition. Yeah.
All right, Vinca, you've been very, very sweet. I think it is getting very late for everyone here, so I think I'm going to call us here for tonight. It has been an amazing journey for you. I thank you very much for sharing everything here, because honestly, there's stuff here. By the way, like for those who've been following this channel and specifically this segment that I've been doing for the last couple of times, right? It might seem for some of you guys that I will always get people that I know I have a very close talking relationship with. I have a close relationship with to come on this thing and do this whole thing. In part, you're not wrong, because I've actually been through a lot of these experiences with a lot of people. But at the same time, there are also people like Vinca who I sort of knew, all cards on the table. I knew Vinca only through Cosplay Invitational. We met for the first time, I believe, through Invitational. And there's so much of this story that I have no idea about, and including the journey about like everything in between. Honestly, there's just so many parts of it. I've seen the stuff that she's posted online, but yeah, like it's amazing to hear what you've gone through the last 20 years. So thank you very much for sharing everything as much as you have.
Welcome.
Every little bittersweet moment. I definitely believe that there are bitter moments and definitely sweet moments along the way. It's been a fantastic journey.
Yeah.
Thank
you for inviting.
Oh no, it's been a pleasure. I have one last one, and which I'm sorry, I do know that I said I had only 2 questions, but I do have one last one. Do you see yourself sorry, two last ones. And if you don't mind me asking this one, so number one, the one before the last one, and I'm sorry if I sound very fickle on this because there is a line of questions I wanted to ask in the back of my head. So one question first, which is, you've been mostly like very prop centric, going on to performances and stuff like that. Now, all cards on the table, this is very different from a lot of the other cosplayers that you've seen, like some of the more like popular senpais and things like that, where they are more, a lot of what they do is that they would do like photo shoots, and they will do merch, and they will do art books and stuff like that. Is that something that you've considered? Is there a reason why I don't have a Team Blood art books with me right now? That kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Actually, it does cross my head lah. Where I want to do some of these postcard and all the merch, but then because like okay, one things that I considered the most is like my age, and and I feel like macam nanti kalau I buat tak laku, it's like some of this like is my self esteem lah, but I feel like, and then like actually to be honest lah, I'm getting 40 soon, so actually I'm planning to like slow down on cosplay lah. I'm planning to settle down in a couple of years, because like there is only one things that I want to do, the last thing before I really retired, because like the reason I didn't do all this merch thing is because like I'm going to retire very soon in a couple of years. There is only one competition that I want to join so much, and if I pass that, as I won that competition, maybe I will slow down lah, because like I have been married like 6 years and I didn't have babies yet, so yeah lah, I'm planning to my next step in life lah, so planning babies. So basically that's the reason I didn't do much, because I'm planning to retire very soon. Yeah.
That actually answers my last question already as well. I was going to ask, are you ever planning to retire? No, it's nothing to apologize for. That is perfectly fine. It happens.
Okay.
But it's fascinating to hear. Well, it is definitely going to be a loss to see you fade away from all this. But for what it's worth, we'll have we have this story and all the wonderful pictures that you've taken along the way, and all the moments that you've shared with all of us along the way, whether it's on stage or right here with us for the rest of our memories. Right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Vinca. So yeah, with that, I think we are really coming to a close. I'd like to thank everyone who's been watching with us this whole time. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you so much for your support. If you like what we do here, please do the standard YouTube stuff. Like and subscribe to this channel. This is a tiny little project I've been doing. Aside from these talks, I do try to do some live gaming, and occasionally, whenever I get the chance to, I will be posting up either edits of the chats that we've had, or my personal videos as well, video essays and all that, and whenever I can get around to it. But yeah, please do. Every bit of support helps. It just lets me know that it's stuff that you guys want to see more of, which just generally becomes very encouraging for me to continue. So yeah. Thank you very much. But before we go, I just want to do one last thing. I actually want to show everyone like just one scene behind the scene kind of thing, right? So Vinca, just so you know, your camera actually has been flickering a lot during this entire time, but the audio has been smooth enough that I've never had to use our backup. But your camera has been dropping a lot of frames along the way.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, but I do want to show everyone what the backup was going to be, just for the fun of it, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah. So for anyone who's curious, the backup was actually supposed to look like this. Give me a second. Yeah, let me just bring it up. So yeah, there we go. So this was supposed to be the backup. So it was going to be a React image where whenever Vinca spoke, you would be able to see her light up, and it's basically based off the PV.
Yeah, testing Vinca. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, so this is the worst case scenario. This was literally our worst case scenario. We prepped it, but I think at the end of the day, we didn't really have to use it, which is great. Because for the most part, the audio was smooth. We didn't have too much of a problem. We didn't have to resort to the backup. Yeah. But yes, thank you guys very much for your time. And I think with that, we should probably call it a night. Right.
Okay.
That's all for tonight. Ping pong. Good night, everyone. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys soon. Oh, almost forgot. Last thing. This is like the third last thing I've been trying to do. We're going to come back 2 weeks from now. I actually have another one planned up as well. And 2 weeks from now, it will be. Let me check my calendar. 2 weeks from now is a very unique one. 2 weeks from now, we'll be with an artist friend of mine, Rachel. We'll be putting up the stream. I'll be putting up the announcement hopefully by next week. I'll try and put up as much information as I can ahead of time. But yes, it'll be April 12th. Where interestingly enough, I will be streaming from KL because I'm going back to KL for that weekend.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll see you guys. Till then, I'll see you guys again soon. Ta-ta. Good night, everyone. Bing bong.